stats for you as usual here up in this booth. A touch of fall is here in the air in Mount Horeb. The second game, home game for Mount Horeb in a row. In the middle of the homestand, the 3-game homestand here. Third game of the season, though, week 3 of WIAA football play. Still Badger North, Badger South play. However, there are Badger North and Badger South games alone tonight. This is the only game in the whole Badger Conference, North and South together, that is a cross-conference game. So other than that, conference play, interconference play, I should say, is starting, or intra, I believe. Inter would be the cross. Either way, this is the only game tonight that is a North team against a South team, and the rest are games where the North plays the North and the South plays the South. We do have a good one on slate. This game has been deemed not only the Wisco Radio game of the week, however, it's also been deemed NBC 15's game of the week. So this is definitely a big and a very highly thought of game this week, especially since both teams come in at 2-0 and have dominated, for lack of a better term, their 2 games so far. Stoughton beating what was projected to be the second and third teams in the Badger North this year in DeForest in the first week and Reedsburg last week, combining to win both games 39-7. So that was a pretty good combined score there. And so Stoughton has allowed only 7 points in the 2 weeks. However, Mount Horeb has only given up 9 as well, so it'll be a tale of 2 defenses as well. We're going to have one of these games where we'll see what the defenses can do, but it's going to ultimately be up to the offense to see if we can put points up on the board here. And it looks like it's going to be a beautiful night, not too many clouds in the sky, and if they are, they're not around the stadium at all. So with that being said, we're going to definitely have this great call for you. Looking at the teams individually, kind of compare and contrasting, you have a Stoughton team who has only thrown 12 times and has ran with Brady Shipper 37 times. And Mount Horeb, who has thrown plenty of times, Clint Murray actually had 29 pass attempts in the first half last week, and compare that to the 12 total of Stoughton, and plenty of rushes also from Mount Horeb, as they've put up plenty of points in the last 2 weeks as well, 59 in total of the last 2 weeks. So with this being said, we're going to head to our first commercial break. Here's a quick word from our sponsors. Hello and welcome to Wisco Radio. This is week 3 of WIAA football action here in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. It's the second of 3 games on a homestand here for your Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings. Mount Horeb winning their opener last week against Fort Atkinson 17-3 in a game that was very highly defensive from both teams, but Mount Horeb scoring a couple of touchdowns there and a field goal to get the first points on the board of the night for Mount Horeb from Pertusati. It was a great game offensively, moved the ball up and down the field. Unfortunately, couldn't score more, but they were very close to having another night of over 30 points probably. However, just couldn't quite punch it in.
Yeah, you mentioned the Stoughton team coming in 2-0 against the Badger North, I guess 2-0 overall, beating Reedsburg 27-0 last week. That game was projected for Reedsburg to win that game. They're ranked third in the Badger North, and then they also knocked off DeForest, who was 12-7, who was projected second in the Badger North. So this Stoughton team already knocked off two of the top three teams in the Badger North, and playing Mount Horeb, who's the fourth ranked in the Badger North.
Yeah, that's the story of the night, is this Stoughton team really playing well, only giving up 7 total points, and that wasn't in the fourth quarter until the fourth quarter of the first week. Mount Horeb giving up a total of 9 so far. Mount Horeb outscoring Milton and Fort Atkinson a combined 59-9, while Stoughton had, I believe it was 39-7. Definitely an interesting night as well, after Stoughton comes off of shutting out Reedsburg, who has not scored a point all year. So you look at this Stoughton team, and a team that wasn't really projected to be all that highly thought of ends up being 2-0, and they're one of only a couple teams left here in the Badger Conference, the North and South total, who's actually undefeated. We have Mount Horeb, Stoughton, Wanakee, and I believe that's it, unless there's another. There should
Monroe.
be one. And Monroe, the other team from the South, yes, who's won both of their games pretty handily.
Yep.
I believe it was like 42-7 and 38-0
Yep.
last week.
Yeah, this Stoughton team is coached by Dan Prowl. This will be his second year, and he's 4-7 all time. Last year, Stoughton going 2-4 in the Badger Conference, placing 5th, and 2-7 overall. And unlike Mount Horeb, only returning 3 starters on the offensive side, but 5 on the defensive side. So a fairly experienced team going against this Mount Horeb team, which has a total of 10 returning starters on both sides combined.
Yeah, this Mount Horeb team is going to be another test tonight, and this is really what's going to be. I felt kind of looking at this game all week is you see 2 good defenses right now. Then you see a team in Stoughton, as I'm looking at the coin toss right now, as the captains out there, Cade Nichols, Clint Murray, Trey Lobby, and Mike Holm stand out there for your Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings. But the way I was kind of seeing it as we looked into the stats this week is you really see a team in Wisconsin who has a great run and pass defense, just a fantastic defense overall, one of the tops in both the Badger North and Badger South combined. Then you look at the running that Brady Shipper has done with 37 carries so far this year, averaging 6 yards a carry, has 223 total rushing yards and a couple of touchdowns. So you look at a team that likes to run the ball, and Stoughton's only attempted 12 passes all year. One quarterback, Noah Guerin, being 2 for 2 with 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. He threw a end of the first half 80-yard touchdown that was last week, as Mount Horeb will receive the opening kickoff because Stoughton decided to decline or defer to the second half. So hopefully we'll see another fake that goes 90 yards for a score. But as I was saying was then their other quarterback, I believe that was Guerin, has gone 5 for 10 with just over 100 yards and a score as well. So 12 total pass attempts for this Stoughton team, and that'll be interesting to see if they try to pass more or if they try to kind of shove the ball down Mount Horeb's great run defense's throat. And then, of course, you go to the flip side where Stoughton hasn't really given up too many points. Like we mentioned, only 7 all year, just 1 touchdown. And this great Mount Horeb attack that put up 6 total touchdowns in the first game against Milton and then scored 2 last week, but definitely could have had a few more.
Yeah, you mentioned Stoughton's running attack. Brady Shipper, sophomore last year, junior this year, played Mount Horeb Barneveld, played Stoughton last year, won the game 33-0, shutting out Stoughton the whole game and scoring all their points in the first half. But Shipper in that game, 115 yards, and as you mentioned, he's already had a good season so far. So the Vikings the Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings have their hands full with another good running back.
Yeah, can't quite just say the Vikings because Stoughton has their own Viking mascot as well here. So it's a battle of the Vikings. You could say almost Minnesota Viking, Green Bay Packer kind of motive here, despite Mount Horeb being a red color. Stoughton is in their purple, although tonight they're not in their home purple jerseys. They're in their away white with gray pants, and Mount Horeb is in their red jersey and white pants. As we come down to about 15 and a half minutes left here, we are going to hear a quick word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll have some more stats and more of your pregame. This is Wisco Radio. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. Bryce Hopwood alongside Kate Johnson here on the call tonight. Looks like the Mount Horeb Band is going to be playing in a few seconds here. Give them some time to get on the field with about 11 minutes until we kick off here. Going back into our pregame show now, last left off with the Mount Horeb defense. the defense of Mount Horeb was very stellar once again. Last week, only allowing the 3 points on the field goal from Fort Atkinson. Did a great job overall playing another solid game defensively. Cam Krantz, more tackles. Scott Hall, more tackles. Saw more passes, I feel like, from Fort Atkinson last week than we did during Milton. However, Milton did have to throw a lot once they got down by so many scores. But the secondary of Mount Horeb still really has yet to be tested, and a team like Stoughton, who's only attempted 12 passes all year, doesn't seem to pose that much of a threat to the secondary.
Yeah, you mentioned Cam Krantz last year against Stoughton, 15 total tackles in that game, and throughout the year, 17 total tackles. However, 3.5 of them are tackles for loss. And then you got the junior Scott Hall, 14 total tackles, and 3.5 are also tackle for losses for him. So 2 menacing figures over there on the Vikings, Mount Horeb Barneville Vikings defensive side.
Yeah, and you can't say enough about how this team has done so far this year, especially offensively. You know, losing so many key opponents, or excuse me. Components to this offense from last year. You lose your quarterback after 3 years, Max Myler. You lose Trey Reckner, who is a great tight end. You lose a guy like Matt Bloom, who could run, can catch the ball, even threw for a touchdown last year to Max Myler in one of the end games at the end of the season. And overall, you look at this team and you have a Max Myler and Clint Murray, and the only difference really is the height. Both guys can get out of the pocket and can run around to extend plays, and you've seen Clint Murray kind of do this already this year. Last week there's a snap that was low. He picked it up off the ground before, and he didn't go to one knee. He picked it up off the floor, took it around the right side, ended up getting about 5 yards out of it. So a guy that can do something like that is definitely a special guy, and just because he doesn't have the height doesn't mean too many things are any different for him compared to Max Myler from last year.
Yeah, Clint, let's pull up his total stats here real quick. 206 in the first game and around 210 in the game against Fort Atkinson, 426 yards total, and a QB rating of 90.6. And anytime you're getting that from your quarterback, you can't be unhappy at those results.
Yeah, definitely. And last game with Malik Winston going out with an ankle injury, will not play here tonight. We have our new running back Brady Gassman as the running back tonight after having 118 yards and a touchdown last week, now including a receiving touchdown as well that went for about 5 yards. So a guy like Gassman came and stepped up. Of course, he'll have Steinhoff to back him up when necessary tonight as well. Steinhoff, who's been a great runner as well, been able to put his head down and go when he gets open space too. And I'm sure we'll see this wheel route utilized as well tonight as usual. Should be an interesting night. A balanced attack in Mount Horeb going against a good Stoughton defense. Then we have Stoughton's run-heavy offense. As we mentioned, only 12 passes total and 37 carries for Brady Shipper this year, who's been a tremendous athlete actually for Stoughton. Talking to Bama Doyle and Brady Gassman and Dom Kruger and Mitch Ryan, Ryan Cradwell, some of these guys throughout the day, even Cam Krantz, just mentioning throughout the day how he's a multi-sport athlete who does a heck of a lot of different things, and how he's just a really good all-around athlete. And not to mention, he's still young. He's still a junior this year. Yeah,
you talk about Gassman and Steinhoff there, but as we heard in the first Viking report the first week, Clint Murray mentioned that some guys might be playing two sides, so we don't know who this Mount Horeb Barneville coaching staff is going to throw in at running back, or you might even see, we saw Scott Hall in at tight end a little bit last game, Cam Krantz. You just never know what they're going to do with all these talented players on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, definitely. Little Birdie also told me today that it's a possibility to see Jackson Rose getting some carries out of the backfield as he leads the team in 11 catches also. we'll see how that plays out. But with Malik Winston out, you really have to look towards everybody to make a contribution tonight, as they did in the first game against Milton, and as they did last week against Fort, getting two wins that, when you look at the teams and how they were supposed to look, weren't supposed to be the toughest of teams. However, they were supposed to be better than your Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings, and yet Mount Horeb came out on top. Played just a defense that you really have to see to believe, just the way that they kind of fly around to the ball. It's hard to. It's almost a Houston Texans kind of defense in the way that the guys on their team just fly around the ball. The front seven just gets a big push. And then all of a sudden, these linebackers are filling gaps if need be, or covering out in the flats. And then their secondary is extremely talented and holds opponents to only a few pass completions every game.
Yeah, and the other thing is, we mentioned in this week's Viking Report, MHB's defense only one turnover, I believe, one turnover force that is, and that was that Mike Holm block punt that he recovered in the end zone. So even how strong their defense is, if they are able to get a few turnovers, that could even top the performances they had the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Mount Horeb actually -1 in the turnover margin, meaning that they have had more turnovers. They've given away more turnovers or possessions than they have balls intercepted from that secondary. Cade Nichols, Travis Classy, the junior, Bama Doyle, and Ryan Cradwell. So interesting to see from a team that's 2-0 and has put up 59 points in 2 games, right under 30 points a game mark here so far through 2. But we'll definitely see if that can hold up here tonight. And I think that with the really lack of offense, for the most part, you look at the 27 points last week, and you say that from that Stoughton team to shut out a Reedsburg team like that, 27-0 is an impressive win, no doubt, and I'm not taking anything away from them in that respect. However, they only scored 12 points in their first game against DeForest. You can kind of predict what they're going to be going with here. Is a lot of the run, and out of that you can see a lot of the play action if they're successful. However, if Mount Horeb's front seven can get on Shipper and can cut him down right away, then you can't really use the play action. And of course, we don't know what offense they run yet. I believe it's more of a pro-style offense rather than the spread of Mount Horeb. However, more running. It'll be definitely a test of the 5 linemen from Stoughton and the front 7 of Mount Horeb, as the Mount Horeb band is about to leave the field. And with that, when we come back, we will have the last few remarks and everything right before your kickoff. So with that being said, we're going to hear from our sponsors, Bryce Hopwood, Kate Johnson. This is Wisco Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio, getting ready for your kickoff here. The Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings band coming off the field now, giving way to the players, the 11 from Stoughton. White helmets, white jerseys, gray pants for Mount Horeb, who will be receiving the kick after Stoughton deferred to the second half. Mount Horeb in the white helmets, red jerseys, white pants. Hopefully we'll see another one of those fakes as Travis Classy and Jackson Rose will be back to receive this kick. Both teams conferring on their sideline. Coach Ryan Kleppe breaking their huddle. And both teams getting set for this one. And another beautiful night here in Week 3 action of WIAA football under the Friday night lights. Just a little crisp, a touch of fall in the air. And I should say I stole that one from Brian Anderson. I believe that was last night or 2 nights ago for the Brewers broadcast. Said it was a little chilly, a touch of fall. I thought it'd be good here. I can't take all the credit for all the words I say. However, the ball is down at the 40-yard line. The kicker from Stoughton, that's number 24, Sam McConaughey, the junior, addressing his team. He'll go to the ball and take his steps back. That's about 7 steps back, closer to 9. He'll go straight back, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one to his left. He is ready, and we are set for kickoff. And here it is. This one's deep. Rose has it at the 10. They'll fake the reverse again. Rose has blocked. He's at the 15-20. He's got a burst of speed. 25-30, 35-40. Breaks him, kick. There he goes. 45-40, 35-30, 20, 15, 10-5. That's another 6 for Mount Horeb. No yellow hankies on the field. 6 points on the board. Touchdown, Mount Horeb Vikings. That's an early one. Another 90-yard kickoff return, and I'd like to think that I called that one as we talked about it right away there in the pregame show. A great kick return, went with the fake again, had blockers at the 20-yard line. The 25 got up to the 30, did Rose. Then he had one man to beat from there. The kicker, Mahoney, beat him with a cut to his left, and all of a sudden he was gone. Pertisati on for the extra point. The freshman gets set. The left-footed Sebastian Janikowski-esque kicker. The snap, the hold is down. The kick is up, and it's good. 7-0 here early in Mount Horeb, And looks like both teams are ready to go, so we will not hear a word from our sponsors, but thank you to all of them. We'll give them all a quick shout-out. Badgerland Fencing, Farmers Savings Bank, First Weber, Mark Nortman, Grand Stay Hotel and Suites, Grumpy Troll, Kittleson Landscape Inc., Land's Midwest Prototyping, Mount Horeb Chiropractic, PlayN Wisconsin, Samuelson Eye Care, Valley View Heights Neighborhood, and Vic Steineck Chiropractics. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors. And that was a quick 6, Cade.
Yeah, looked pretty much exactly the same as the Milton, except I believe Rose was heading the other way on the Milton kick return, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be correct. He went from, let's see, sun's behind us. He went from north to south rather than south to north in Milton, just in case you all have to get your compasses out, as Pertisati is going to get ready to boot this one away. Addressing his team, letting him know where to go. Back for Stoughton is Devin Peoples. And the other one with him seems to be, well, he takes his hand down from his jersey. That looks like number 1, Tommy McLean. Pertisati is ready, and this one's away. This one goes to McLean. He has it at the 5. He's at the 10, the 15, now 20, going to his right. Headed for the sideline, 25-30, 35-40. Trying to break through, gets down across the 45, down to about the 47. And that was actually Jordan DiBenedetto, who does have a catch this year. One of the only 7 completions from Stoughton this year, 7 of 12. The whole team is. And at the 47 is where Stoughton will start their drive. Coming out in a pro-style offense in the I formation. That'll be to Benedetto on the left side as the receiver, and then on the far right side, another receiver, a tight end on that right side. Now shifting over is McLean to the left side with Shipper behind a fullback in the I formation. They'll hand it off to Shipper. He tries to make a move, tries to put a stiff arm into Classy, who comes up from his safety spot. Getting through there quickly, I believe, was Scott Hall. Send him back about a yard, where he gets 2, 2nd and 8. Classy, a nice form tackle there, wrapping up Shipper and taking him down. Now we have the same set except 2 tight ends on the right side and a receiver to the left and right. Lone in the backfield is Shipper. Wait the snap here, 2nd and 8. Drops back to pass. It's a play action. Gets hit as he throws. The ball's in the air. And behind to Benedetto was the throw. If Travis Classy turns his head around, he might pick that one off, Cade.
Yeah, it almost looked like neither the receiver or Classy was able to see the ball on that one. And obviously if they would have, one of them would have made a play on it.
This brings it to 3rd and 8 after the incompletion. And now we have Stoughton in their huddle, so not as fast-paced in this game. Going up to the line is Noah Guerin, the starting quarterback, the senior. Now they're in the pistol set where he's only a few yards back, and then Shipper's behind him. 2 receivers to the left, 1 on the right. He drops back to pass this Guerin. Looks, has a curl route. That one was intended for Joey Lapine, as they've come out to throw right away on 2 of their first 3 downs. However, this one goes off his hands, falls incomplete, and now the punt unit is on for 4th and 8. Travis Classy is going to go back to receive this one.
Yeah, good stand by the MHB defense after their special teams gave up that pretty long punt, kickoff return and forcing Stoughton to punt.
Yep, on to boot this one away is number 52, Jace Newman, the senior. He'll give this one away to Travis Classy. Maybe Classy can get one that's short. As this one's off the right foot of Newman. It's shanked. Bounces at the 20, takes a slight Stoughton roll down to about the 17, and that's where Mount Horeb will start their first offensive drive. So as far as Stoughton goes, they're in a more pro-style offensive attack with a fullback or multiple tight ends, and then a Shipper, running back and Shipper behind him, or of course can always be lone in the backfield as well. Then usually with 1 or 2 receivers out wide, and then you have, that's a more slow style. The play usually comes in from a sub on the sideline, where Mount Horeb gets their plays from the sideline and goes quickly.
Yeah, split back site now here for the Vikings with Scott Hall and alongside Clint Murray and Brady Gassman.
Murray gives this one off to Gassman. He runs hard, puts his shoulder down, gets about 4 before his forward momentum is stopped. It'll be about 2nd and 6.
Brady Gassman, the ball carrier.
2 receivers on the right are Rose and Lobby, who's in the slot, and they'll come out in the same set with Scott Hall on the left side of Murray and Gassman on the right side of Murray. The snap. Murray's going to keep it. He's going to put his head down. Almost had it, tried to have it stripped away. Going to strip it away was McLean, who also plays linebacker, and now they'll have a 3rd and long 4.
Yeah, the read option play not working too well for the Vikings, only a gain of 2.
They'll come on the same set, though, with on the left side of tight end is Mitch Ryan. Now Gassman switches to the right side of Murray and Hall to the left side. Now I'll give it off another one. This one to Gassman. He puts his head down, bounces off a defender, gets across the 30 where he'll have about a couple extra yards after the first down marker. Gets to the 30, in fact, closer to the 31 for a Mount Horeb first down. Now Mount Horeb will switch. The receivers are on the left side now, and Mitch Ryan is the tight end on the right side. And Murray takes the snap, hands it off to Gassman. Gets 9 yards before he's taken down. A beautiful run there for Gassman as he's pounding the ball early. He's seems to be really enjoying this running back role. Same set. Scott Hall on the right side of Murray. Now Murray hands off Gassman gets definitely across the 40, but then gets wrapped up, maybe got to the 41, but should have enough for another Mount Horeb first down, as they'll await the official spot depending on if they can move the chains. And they will. Mount Horeb trying to go quickly here as the clock stops. Here to wait for the chains. And there's 8:49 left here. Mount Horeb up 7-0 after the opening kickoff was taken back in 8 seconds compared to the 15 last time. As Clint Murray bobbles the snap, tries to get out. Can't, but there's a flag down now. That was number 33, Nathan Kruger, the senior for Stoughton, being able to bust through that line and stop Murray for a loss before he can make something of the broken play. Depends on the flag, though, here. We'll await confirmation. It's going to be a personal foul face mask on Stoughton. So this will end up being a positive play for Mount Horeb. It's going to be called an automatic first down. Should be 15 yards. He signaled for the first down. However, the ball is now into Stoughton territory, a yard short of the marker. Ball is at the 49 of Stoughton. So it's still going to be a first. They're going to say that this is the first down and not give the Vikings a 1st and 10. 2 receivers to the right. Murray drops the ball again. Now there's a flag, and they're going to call a false start. That might be on number 5, Scott Hall.
False start against the Vikings.
So now it'll be 1st and about 6 or 7 now. Interesting here.
Yeah, Scott Hall haven't seen him too much in offense, let alone the running back position at all. So just adjusting to this new role so far with the injury at running back.
Yeah, definitely a new tweak in that offense. 2 receivers to the left, Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the right side. And now the give is to Gassman across the 50, down across the 45, down to the 41 of Stoughton, where he'll definitely have enough for another first down. That one's a gain of about 13. The lucky 13 there. We haven't seen this very much out of the spread for Mount Horeb, the two backs. As the tight end on the left side is Mitch Ryan, 2 receivers on the right, and Rose and Lobby. Now the handoff to Gassman. He gets taken down there. They say his forward momentum was stopped before he had the ball ripped away from him. He'll only get about 3 on this one, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, 3 better than a turnover, though.
Yeah, that's for sure. Don't want to give away anything right here where a score of even any kind at this point. A field goal might keep Stoughton's hopes alive, even though it's early, but a touchdown could definitely really hurt him right away here. Murray. Hall goes in motion. He'll look for the pass. Will Murray finds nothing, rolls to his right, still going. The flag is down, throws it out of bounds. And I'd assume there's going to be, there's a hold. Now it'll be a 2nd and extra long with 7:27 left here in the first quarter. So it's going to be something of a probably 2nd and 18 here. So we await the official call. Yep, it's a hold. So that'll take Scott Hall out now and replace him with Mike Holum. A big body in there. Stands at about 6'4", maybe upwards of 6'6", depending on the height scale that you're looking at. Depends on your ruler. 2 receivers to the left. Mitch Ryan on the left side. On the right side is the tight end and Mike Holum. And on the right side of Murray in the gun is Gassman. Murray gives it off to Gassman around the left side. Gets to the 50, back to the line of scrimmage. Won't get much more. Will be a 3rd and 19.
Expecting to see either a wheel route or a screen probably here with a long 3rd down, and that's usually their go-to play when they're in long-distance territory.
And they always have the option of a good play action here because sometimes you assume with a 3rd and long that you just try and run the ball and get as many because a team would be in the zone. As Murray does fake and roll to his right, he lofts this one up. Lobby gets the 1 foot in. That's a catch. A beautiful reception there for Trey Lobby. He does have enough for the first down. He got it about the Stoughton 20 8-yard line, 3 yards past the first down marker, and Clint Murray showing off his ability to throw on the run there, and Lobby goes up, pulls it down, and he's excited definitely. That keeps this drive alive, a huge third down conversion. Lobby heads over to the left side with Rose. Lobby will be the far wide out. Two tight ends in Ryan and Holum on the right side. The give is to Gassman. Now they have a dead ball play. They're going to call a false start. A little confused here because nobody looked to be moving, and if they did, they let Gassman take the handoff and get about to the line of scrimmage before they blew the play dead.
Yeah, I believe the second or third false start on the Mount Horeb Bonneville Vikings so far this game, and you throw in that holding, that's a total of around 25 total penalty yards here early in this one.
Holm comes off now and gives way to Hall again. 2 receivers to the left. Tight end is Mitch Ryan. Handoff goes to Gassman. He gets stopped right away. Taking him back at the line of scrimmage on that 1st and 15. That was number 30, Andrew Johnson, the senior for Stoughton. Now it'll be 2nd and 15. Hall comes off here. And on will come a third receiver. This is going to be Tyler Krubaugh, the junior. Had a bunch of catches last year. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end on the left side is Mitch Ryan. On the left side of Murray is Gassman. Murray drops back to pass. It's a screen play. Gassman has it at the line of scrimmage. He's at the 35, 20, 25. Looks like somebody fell over the referee, and Gassman went to make a cut and slipped. He might have had 6 there.
Yeah, it looked like screen from the beginning, 5 or 6 Stoughton defensive linemen in the backfield all coming after Murray, but that's the beauty of the screen is it designs a hole for Gassman to be able to bust through for a bunch of yards like that.
Now we'll have a 3rd and 4. 3 receivers to the left. A tight end on the right side is Mitch Ryan. Left side is Gassman of Murray. Hands off, another late flag call. My goodness, this is somewhat ridiculous. They let the play go for a couple seconds before they call the false start.
Yeah, we've seen this is now their 4th false start, so not sure if offensive lineman is a little more jumpy this game or if just a different officiating crew calls it different.
Maybe 3rd and 9 here. 2 receivers to the left, 1 on the right. Tight end on the right side as Murray drops back to pass. Gives it off to Rose. He's at the 25. He tries to get to the 20, but that's where he'll be tackled. And that one's real close to the first down marker. The Stoughton student section with the "We Can't Hear You" chant and their neon out over there. As this one will be actually a little off the red zone there. Closer to the 22, so it'll be a 4th and 3. No field goal will be attempted. Mount Horeb's offense ready to go. Getting up to the line now with 3 receivers on the right. Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the left side. A big play here early. On the right side of Gassman is on the right side of Murray is Gassman. He gives it off to Gassman. He gets a hole, and he made the cut. He gets across the 20, gets to about the 18. He'll be pushed forward from behind. That's going to be a first down for Mount Horeb.
Yeah, Gassman looked to be initially stopped, but able to make a juke move and get past the Stoughton defender.
So we'll see. Well, it looks like they're going to bring out the chains for this one. And in fact, they won't. The referee is still looking down the sideline. Now they're motioning the chains to move here. 1st and 10 from the 19. 2 receivers to the left, 1 on the right. Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the right side. On the right side of Murray is Gassman in the gun. Murray goes with the pop pass over the middle to Mitch Ryan. He's across the 10 down to the 9. It's going to be, depending on the spot, the back judge signaling first down.
Yeah, that's a play throw to the tight end Mitch Ryan up the middle. We saw that 2 or 3 times last game, and usually 10-plus yards on every attempt.
4:25 remains. Same set. The give to Gassman. Tries to carry a defender on his back. His legs are still moving at the 5. They're pushing. His momentum is snapped. They should have I feel as if and this is just a personal thing, I feel as if the referees are just a little, a little late on the whistle. Usually once a guy gets stood up like that, after a second or two, they'll blow that one dead and they'll knock off a couple yards. Two receivers to the right, one on the left. The handoff goes to Gassman, goes around the left side. He's across the 5. He's diving. He reaches. He's in for the score. Touchdown, Mount Horeb Vikings. They might rule. They'll actually rule him short. Looks like he extended the arm across. That'll be 3rd and short here. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Yeah, might have had a knee down there before he extended the ball.
Now Murray's going to take a quick snap there up at the line, and that'll be the 6 for Mount Horeb. Mount Horeb scores another one, another rushing touchdown for Clint Murray, his 7th total touchdown on the season. Mount Horeb extends the lead, 13-0, pending the extra point. Just under 3.5, 3:23 left here in this first quarter as well, and this Stoughton team that has been good through 2 games is going to need to respond here on this next drive. Pertisati set, the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and this one is through again. With that, we're going to hear a quick word from our sponsors. 14-0, your score. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. 14-0 the score here as Pertisati is on the boot this one away for the second time tonight.
Yeah, that last drive for Mount Horeb, 16 plays for 82 yards, capped off by the 1-yard QB sneak of Clint Murray, his 2nd rushing touchdown.
Yeah, he did a good job there of seeming like he was directing traffic at the line of scrimmage. However, he went there, took the snap, and scored. Pertisati is on the boot this one away. 14-0 your score. 3:23 remains here in the first quarter. Pertisati boots this one away. Another good kick. This one's caught at about the 13. Across the 20, 25-30, 30, 35-40, and now hit by Cam Cranston. Driven out of bounds at about the 44 was Jordan De Benedetto. Stoughton offense needs to get something working here. They've had good they've had good field position for these first 2 kickoffs that they've received. They've gotten the ball, I believe, at about the 45 every time so far. Stoughton on with the receiver to the left, one to the right. A tight end is on the left side. And Guerin is under center with Shipper lone in the backfield. Now in motion goes 44 Nick Waldorf. They'll hand it off to Shipper. Tries to go around the outside. This Mount Horeb run defense stops him in his tracks. A loss of 2.
Yeah, it's something mentioned in the pregame, and we've seen throughout all the last 2 games is this Mount Horeb defensive line and linebacking crew is able to knock the running backs in the backfield and force pressure on the quarterback.
That is the case, as this is not only the Wisco Radio Game of the Week, but the NBC 15 Game of the Week. De Benedetto on our near side towards the booth in the same set with the receiver on the left, tight end on the left side. This handoff goes to Shipper around the left side, wrapped up in the backfield. Scott Hall back at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 11. Got back to the scrimmage line, did Shipper there, and I'm not sure he has more than a couple yards.
Yeah, unofficially, three carries for 1 yard.
That's good compared to the 6 that he has averaged so far through 2 games. 2 receivers to the left now in the pistol, And behind Guerin is Shipper, receiver to the right as well. Guerin takes the snap, looks right, he's going to go right. This one is over the head of his receiver, Joey Lapine. That was Bama Doyle's receiver looking to just get the ball off and out of his hand quickly. Unfortunately, it was incomplete. 4th and 11.
Fortunately, though, for Mount Horeb Barneville, I guess you say unfortunate because overthrown by the Stoughton QB, but another chance for Mount Horeb special teams to do what they've been doing all year.
Yeah, scoring touchdowns. Travis Classy has had some good returns.
I believe coming into this one, averaging 14 yards per punt return, and can't be unhappy with that.
No, that definitely can set you up in good field position as Newman gets this one away. This one's short again. We've seen this all year from Mount Horeb opponents as this one bounces out at about the 38-yard line. That's where Mount Horeb will take over. Not the best of punts have been given away from Mount Horeb opponents, so that'll always help a team.
It's 1st and 10 Vikings.
So now I get distracted by the notification of the other day Yasiel Puig was supposedly claimed off of waivers by the Milwaukee Brewers. However, the trade did not happen after the Dodgers called him up. In case you're wondering about baseball in September, despite it being football season.
Yeah, that last punt, net punt of 18 yards.
Another short one. Murray gives it off to Gassman, goes up the middle, gets stopped, gets to the 40. He'll get about 2, 2nd and 8. Don't mean to bring up baseball when we're in the full swing of football. However, big baseball guys, so, why not report it? 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Lone is Lobby on the left side. Tight end and Mitch Ryan on the right side. On the left side of Murray in the gun is Gassman. Gassman has it, gives it off, actually a fake. That one was given off to Mitch Ryan with the one-handed catch. Got up to about that'll be the 44 is where they'll mark him out. Looked like he got a few more yards than he did. It's going to be 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, overthrown a little bit by Clint, but Ryan able to throw up that long arm and reel it in for 4 yards.
Now the officials ask the teammates of Mitch Ryan to fix his pads there. As now there are 3 receivers on the right, Lobby, Rose, and crew ball. Left side is Mitch Ryan in the tight end spot. Murray drops back to pass, looks left, now rolls right. He's being chased, makes a move, gives it away, throws it out of bounds. And now it'll be 4th and 5, a quick drive here. You'd assume Murray is going to have to boot this one away. On the rush there, that was a very quick man in Nathan Kruger, the senior. Came around his end spot. As Mount Horeb will punt it away here. 4th and about 5. Murray back in the normal punting position as his rugby-style kick should be given away to Peoples here. Unless that's Max Fernholz. It's hard to see sometimes these Stoughton jerseys as this one goes end over end. It's taken at the about 18 by Peoples, and he's wrapped up and put down by Cam Krantz. And Stoughton will start their drive at their own 28-yard line. We're at 48 seconds left here in this first period with Mount Horeb up 14-0.
Quick score from around the conference. Wanakee 7, Baraboo 0 through 1 quarter.
It's an interesting game to keep an eye on. Wanakee scoring 45 points last week as there's 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right in the pistol. This is a new quarterback that goes in to throw the ball every once in a while. That was 14, Jonathan Mulwig. His first incompletion of the year is now 2 of 3. DeBenedetto was the intended receiver. He couldn't quite get out of his break, wasn't done running his route when Mulwig threw that ball.
Yeah, DeBenedetto and Mulwig not on the same page there. DeBenedetto's head was turned, and Doyle was really the only one that saw the ball, but it was so off where the receiver was, didn't really matter anyways.
Same set, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end on the right side as well. Melwig has Shipper behind him in the pistol. Melwig has to get rid of this one right away. Brinkman on the rush. Now he's going to run and hit hard. Oh my goodness, hit as he was going out of bounds. That was Cam Krantz laying the boom on Melwig. He maybe got a gain of yardage, He ended up getting about 2, and this is going to be a 3rd and 8 there. Malwig looks to be in as the quarterback. You would assume a throw is going to be on here. Now the referees whistle this one dead, and I'd assume there's no time left here. Let's take a... There's actually 16 seconds left. Now they're saying it should be at 32 seconds on the clock here. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Tight end on the right side, and Malwig in the pistol. Shipper is a few steps behind him. 3rd and 8, a big play here. Malwig gets this one off. That one's incomplete. On the coverage was Cradwell. Intended receiver was Joey Lapine. So it's 4th and 8, and this one will have to be punted away by Newman. Another 3 and out for this Mount Horeb defense.
Stoughton's quarterback's on the game 0 for 5. So the secondary's holding up like we've seen in the past.
Yeah, a lot of one more pass from Stoughton, and that would meet halfway of their total from the first 2 games. So that'll give you a good kind of gauge as far as this one is going for Stoughton being down 14 early. They really haven't been down all year, seeing as the first points that they scored in the first game of the year wasn't until the 4th quarter, and then shutting out Reedsburg, as now we have a delay of game on Stoughton with 28 seconds left on the board. Newman was not able to get that one away in time. So this will knock everybody back about 5 yards and move Travis Classy up to about his own 30. As this ball is placed for this 4th and 14 now punt from their own 26. Newman takes the snap, gets away a spiral line drive. Classy takes this one about the 39-40, makes a move, tries a stiff arm there. That looked to be Weston Baylor, the junior, on the tackle. Mount Horeb has the ball at about their own 42-yard line with 19 seconds left in the first quarter. I'd assume you'd see a run here. We'll see. Of course, you can never assume.
Especially in the first quarter where you're not going into halftime, so all you're doing is flipping sides and just like a regular drive almost.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say you might see a run here right away as Jackson Rose is the running back now on the right side of Flint Murray. 2 receivers to the left. Mitch Ryan, the tight end, on the left side, and a receiver to the right. Murray takes the snap, gives it off to Rose. He's got a huge hole. He's at the 45-50, makes a move. He's at the 45-40, tries to split, gets through, blocking on the play. A huge game there. That was number 7 in the wideout position, Dom Krieger. And that was a huge game there. Is that about 30 yards there, Cade?
Yeah, about 28 we'll give him, but looked like Rose wanted a flag on the end of the play there. I don't know if he was looking at a horse collar or face mask, but Coach Kleppy saw it too.
They give to Rose. He goes around the left side, gets a stiff arm away. He's still at the line of scrimmage, now turns upfield, gets hit out of bounds. He's at the Stoughton 24, though, a gain of 6 here. Jackson Rose, as the clock hits double zeros, has a lot of yards and a couple carries. Looks like Brady Gassman of last week. With that being said, however, 14-0, the score after the first period. With that, we're going to hear a quick word from our sponsors. This is Wisco Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Murray gives this one off to Rose. He tries to go up the middle, now reverses his field at the 25. Gets up across the 20, makes a move. He's across the 15, and that's where he'll get taken down for another first down. That was a gain of about 10. Rose looking like a good running back compared to his receiving abilities as well.
Yeah, Rose, a running back by trade and freshman and sophomore year, I believe. He was a starting running back for the freshman and JV team and played running back throughout youth football, so not too of an unfamiliar role for him here.
That's correct. 3 receivers to the right. Murray has to keep this one as he's driven back. Unfortunately, a loss of down there. That is number 7 on the stop, Trevor Helland. It's only going to be a loss of about 1. 2nd and 11 here. Murray and company getting the play from the sideline here as we just entered the second quarter. 14-0. Mount Horeb leads with just about 11 minutes remaining. Not only is this Wisco Radio's game of the week, but this is the NBC 15 game of the week. 3 receivers to the left, Mitch Ryan, the tight end, on the right side. Rose on the right side of Murray on the gun. Rose gets the ball. He's across the 15 down to the 10, where it'll be a gain of about 7. It's going to be 2nd and a long 3. 3rd and a long 3.
Rose on the night, unofficial 49 yards, and those are on 4 carries with that long of 29.
29 officially, close to 30. Receiver on the left, Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the right side, and he's joined by 2 receivers on the right side as well. Murray mishandles the snap and gets on the ball where it's about at the original line of scrimmage. He was looking to get rid of the ball right away anyways. I'd assume this is field goal range where they're inside the red zone still. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to let Chris Pertusati, the beautifully last-named freshman, the left-footed kicker, they'll give him another chance. I believe he's 1 for 2 this year and has only missed 1 of his extra points. So
this will be a 34-yarder for the freshman and makes this Mount Horeb Barneville goes up 3 scores.
The kick is up. This one looks like it had enough. It was from 40. 17-0 is your score. We're going to take another quick break. Pertusati, a beautiful boot. This is Wisco Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. Just a quick break there. Not too much to hear from, only our sponsors. They're great people. Fortunately, none of them got a chance to advertise on Wisco Radio. You can listen to us every Friday night. We'll have every game for you. You can also listen on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock when you're just getting home, maybe making dinner for the family. You can listen to us, and the Viking Report will have a recap of all Mount Horeb fall sports, and, of course, the larger recap of football in the week as Pertusati has the ball on the 40-yard line. And Mount Horeb has a 17-0 lead. Pertusati, the freshman, now 2 for 3, making both his 30 and 33-yard field goals on the year. However, his longer of 36 was no good. He pushed it a little right in earlier this year. And you know you can't be mad when the freshman kicker's got a leg like this. He could have easily drilled that last one from about 40 or 45. He'll give this one away to Stoughton. This is going to be DiBenedetto from his own 6. He'll go to his left. And he's at across the 10, the 15, now across the 20, where he gets a block 25-30 where he is pushed out. They'll officially mark him at about the 28-yard line, and that's where Stoughton will take over with about 9.5 left in this first half. This is also the worst field position off a kickoff that they have had. There's the 28-yard line, so that's also a good thing to see.
Yeah, besides that one punt, you mentioned the kickoff, but the one punt also they started on the 28-yard line. Otherwise, hopefully the special teams cleans up a few things, especially at the halftime, and able to keep them in their own territory fairly easily. 3
receivers to the right. This is going to be Malwig with Shipper behind him. They'll hand it off to Shipper. Getting through there is Krantz, Hall, Holum, Who else? Jeez, that looks like to be Hunter Preddy on the stop there. A loss of about 5, 2nd and 15.
Yeah, but almost on all them run plays, you just go through a list of the entire starting linebackers and defensive linemen and 3-4 defense, and they're always in on the tackles.
As we mentioned in the pregame, it was going to be a huge battle of the front seven to see how this running game goes. As there's a tight end on the right side, 2 receivers to the right, a tight end on the left, and Shipper on the right side of Melwick. Now Melwick pumps fake, pumps right, rolls right, throws right. This one is through the hands of number 5 Noah Guerin. Looks to be looking for the penalty. Guerin, the quarterback on the first couple drives as well here, 3rd and 15. Now we're getting another update from Wanakee that the Warriors lead 21-0 with 7 minutes left before halftime. So Wanakee looks like they're going to keep continuing their scoring ways here through the first couple weeks. They're scoring 45 against a great Monona Grove program as well. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left, tight ends on the right side. Melwick has Shipper a few steps behind him. Melwick drops back, rolls right, looks right. They're going to throw. Nobody even in the area. It's going to be 4th and 15. And this one's going to be have to given away again with 8:45 remaining, leaving more than enough time for Mount Horeb to go as slow as they want down the field to get some more points on the board. Mount Horeb 3 for 3 in the red zone today compared to last week. Wasn't even close to that. Was probably 2 for about 5 or 6 last week in the red zone.
Yeah, going for it, I believe, at least 2 times and only succeeding maybe once, but still, regardless, able to come up with the win and leading here early.
Newman going to punt this one from his own 15. This one's a good spiraling kick. But it deadens in the air. It drops at the 45 and rolls out in great field position for Mount Horeb. Mount Horeb will start on their own 42-yard line with about, let's see here, what do we have on the clock? About 8:39. Plenty of time for Mount Horeb to go down and get a score if they so choose. We'll try and keep you updated on the scores as this is the first week of Badger North action. This is the only game, Stoughton and Mount Horeb, that is not a inter-conference matchup where this week most of the North teams except for Mount Horeb are playing North teams, and the South except for Stoughton is playing the South. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Mitch Ryan's the tight end on the right side, and now in the game is Steinhoff. Murray drops back, now steps up, gives it off over the middle. Feet got tangled up, looking for the flag. That's Jackson Rose, but they won't give it to him. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Rose, if he doesn't fall down, that was a beautiful pass from Murray, a beautiful spiral, a line drive, hits him in the breadbasket, and with Rose's speed, he's probably gone for 6.
Murray on the night, 4 for 6 for unofficial 32 yards.
He's had less pass attempts here than he did last week, where he had almost 29. As he gives this one off to Steinhoff, he'll get to about the 45. We'll give him 3 yards and a 3rd and 7. Another quick to the 3rd down here. Another drive that's quick to the 3rd down as Gassman comes on the field for Steinhoff in this many-headed running back attack for Mount Horeb. And as we mentioned, Malik Winston is out with the ankle injury that he suffered last week. And Murray has 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right, and he drops back to pass. Goes over to Gassman on the wheel route. He's across the 50, 45, breaks tackle, gets out of bounds at about the 40. An easy first down.
Seen a lot of those this year.
Yeah, and I mean, why wouldn't you when you can't stop it? That one goes for about 20 yards and another Mount Horeb first down.
I was talking to Malik Winston, and he said the Fort game, the Fort secondary and linebackers were almost playing the wheel route entirely, trying to take it away. But fortunately for Mount Horeb, Stoughton's not taking the same approach.
As this one's given off to Gassman, it goes across the 40 down to about the 36 or 7 yard line. We'll give him 4 down to the 36-yard line, 2nd and 6. Yeah, and Kate, as you're talking about, and once you start to guard that wheel route more and your linebackers are spread out in the flats, that gives you a lot of room up the middle to run the ball.
2nd and 6.
2 receivers to the left, 1 on the right. Two backs in the backfield. Scott Hall is on the left side, and Gassman's on the right side of Murray with the tight end Mitch Ryan on the right side. That's a fake to Scott Hall. Murray will take it. He'll get tackled a couple yards
With Murray on the scramble.
in the backfield. It'll be about a 3rd and 8, a loss of 2.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
3rd and 8, crew ball comes on now for Scott Hall. This is a passing down for Mount Horeb as they look to get another passes for a first down as there's under 7 minutes to play here. 2 receivers to the left, 1 on the right. Tight end Mitch Ryan on the right side, Gassman on the right side of Murray. Murray, another low snap. Now has to break to his left. Loses the ball. The ball is on the floor. The ball is at the 50. You could maybe make an argument that he went down before the ball did. His knee did not get down. That one seemed to have been recovered by Kyle Goodman, the senior. So Stoughton with the best field position they've gotten tonight. Only a couple yards ahead of what they've had before at the 50-yard line, exactly with just about 6:40 left in this one. A good change of the tide here for Stoughton. However, this Mount Horeb defense is still rattling. Full line, a fullback and Shipper behind Malwig. Everybody gets through the line for Mount Horeb, only getting about 2 yards as Shipper, Krantz, and Holm on the stop. 2nd and about 8. Hall also down in that pile.
One thing to point out here is the biggest gain for the Stoughton Vikings so far tonight is only a 3 yards.
And when you stop this run game for Stoughton as they come out with the same as couple tight ends on the left, couple on the right, a fullback in the backfield and Shipper behind him and Malwig, you can only do so much. This is a handoff to the fullback up the middle, Cam Krantz. Makes the stop. My goodness, that man is it's pretty evident that he hits the weight room hard, and he's a strong kid. Nick Waldorf, the junior, who has a couple, Krantz stands at about 6'6". You have the fullback, Waldorf, at about probably closer to a 6'3". Has probably about 20, 30 pounds on Krantz, but Krantz just drove him back, got lower, and now we'll have a 3rd and about 7. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, tight end on the right side. In the pistol, Malwig has Shipper behind him, only a couple steps. Malwig looks left, goes left, hit as it was caught. As he caught it, the referee is going to give him about an extra yard on the spot. This one's going to move the chains. It was going to be short by about a yard, maybe 2 even. And not a whole lot of people enjoying that spot, especially on this Mount Horeb side. 1st and 10, the ball is exactly on the 40, and I don't know how you can give them a first down when the ball is placed about a half a yard or so on the behind the 50 as 2 receivers are on the left, 1 on the right in the same set. Malwig hands this one off to Shipper. He'll only get 3 before he's stopped. And of course, you try to stay as, not complaining about the refs as possible, but, they've been late to the whistle a couple times, and it's your job up here to kind of report these things. He's been late to the whistle a couple times, and, that spot just wasn't the best either. 3 receivers to the right, tight end on the right side as well. Malwig in the pistol with Shipper behind him. Malwig takes a snap, hands off to Shipper on the left side. He's across the 35, makes a move. He's across the 30, the 25, 20. He's got speed, 15, 10, 5. And that'll be Stoughton's first points of the night. And that'll be 6.
Yeah, that 37-yard touchdown. Shipper just found a hole along the left sideline and able to just outrun the Mount Horeb Vikings defense.
4:24 left here in the first half. And Stoughton will be on for the extra point. Good job. The only lapse really from Mount Horeb's defense, you could say, almost all year in this play, and that comes in the third game of the year, almost at halftime. So you play 2.5 pretty much perfect.
Yeah, especially
game.
Rushing, we saw that little broken play pass to Strasburg, but this was the only one where they're just able to lose containment in the run.
This one's blocked.
The extra point is blocked.
getting his hand in there and coming through the line. I believe that was number 56 for Mount Horeb, Eli Williams. You know, there's 4.5 minutes left here in this first half, and I do believe that this should be more than enough time for Mount Horeb to go down, at least get 3 points, especially with another hopefully great kickoff return.
Yeah, especially the way they've been running the ball, getting 10 plus carries, or a lot of 10-yard plus carries, and with Rose's speed, if he could break one tackle and get in the open field, he could take it to the house.
Definitely a lot of speed on this Mount Horeb side. A little bigger than Stoughton, it seems like. A little faster than Stoughton as well. And that's why your score is 17-6 right now. 4.5 minutes left in this one. Classy and Rose on to take this kickoff from number 24, Sam McConey. The opening kickoff, it only took 8 seconds this time compared to the 15 of the opening kickoff of the year in Milton for Rose to take back on the fake reverse for 6 points. Had another 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. So something special teams that's been a, you could venture to say a reliability for Mount Horeb at times in the past couple years, especially last year with the special teams and the extra point kicking, is seeming to be a heck of a lot stronger and really making Mount Horeb a full team. McConey boots this one away. This one's going to go to Classy. It's deep. Takes it at about the 3. They're going to fake the reverse again. Classy across the 15. Now he's at the 25-30. Puts his head down across the 35. Gets closer to the 40. Now they're going to Coach Ryan Kleppe, and there comes the yellow hanky. Kleppe was upset. He was going to go help his player up. He ended up tripping over the guys. They'll call it a late hit out of bounds.
Yeah, excessive contact there from one of the Stoughton special teams. Their Classy was already 2 or 3 steps out of bounds and pushed him to the ground.
Classy gets up, though, not shaking. A little bit of swagger in his step, like, yeah, man, you can't do that. What are you thinking? The ball should be placed in Stoughton territory after this penalty. This is going to be a personal foul. Excessive contact. A first down, that's added to the end of the play, so that's going to put Mount Horeb quickly into Stoughton territory. After another great return from Travis Classy, I believe that's his first kickoff return of the year as well. Maybe a second. Who knows? I lose track of these things. I'm getting old.
He's been in for quite a bit of punts, but mostly on the returns you'll see him the guy that Rose fakes it to, and Rose will be the one that takes it.
The ball is on the Stoughton 44 to start for Mount Horeb. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mitch Ryan, the tight end, on the left side. Jackson Rose, the running back, on the left side of Murray. He'll get it off to Rose. He's across the 45, tries to make a move, tries to get a stiff arm. Can't, tries to reverse his field and gets stopped. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, they'll give him a loss of closer to 2. Man, this is frustrating to see a game so poorly refereed from up here. So it's going to be 2nd and 12 compared to a second, maybe 11 or 10 or 11. This is, an extra yard. They say football's a game of inches, and you just don't like to see something like that. 3 receivers on the left. Murray goes left. That one's the crew ball. Puts his head down, breaks a tackle. Now gets down closer to the 35, where it'll be a gain of about 11, so we'll have a 3rd and 2, closer to a gain of 10. Won't give him that extra little roll. His knees don't go down before there. 3 receivers on the right. Jackson Rose in the backfield. They'll give it to Rose. No, he'll keep it. Murray faked me out. Can fake if. Geez, you could have seen him from right up close there, and you would have thought that Rose had the ball. However, he gets down to the 30-yard line, a first down. And now there's going to be a flag on Mount Horeb. Not sure of the call. They took it from the spot. A delay of game. Somebody must have spiked the ball or kicked the ball. It was on the turf after. So this will be a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, bring it back on that. Kind of interesting call there.
Yeah, I wish we had mics on these referees to see if it was,
or even an instant replay to look back. See, I didn't see anything up here, but.
And usually because he got the first down, it would be a first down and 15 actually as they go with the screenplay now. Intended for Gassman. Hit as he he was trying to catch the ball. Hit by Andrew Johnson, the senior. So now it's 4th and 10, and Murray will most likely have to boot it away here. 2:51 left here in the first half, and that's when Stoughton will be receiving this punt. Mount Horeb looks like they're actually going to go for it. 2 receivers on the left as a man jumps, and now it'll be closer to a 4th and 5. Went with the hard count.
Yeah, probably going to see either one of them quick punts or surprises Stoughton by actually going for it here, and now it's more manageable with only 4th and 5.
Yeah, definitely, and I would most likely bet with the 2 receivers on the left and with the tight end Mitch Ryan definitely on the line that you would see them go for it. The ball's only at the 39, and the defense has been great all night. Receiver on the right, 2 on the left. Gassman on the left side of Murray. Can't get them to jump again, so now they'll have a new play call. Murray with Gassman on his left side. Now he drops back. He's going to actually boot this one away. A quick punt. Drops and rolls. Takes a beautiful roll to the 20. Now it gets down to the 17, and that's where the ball will be down with about 2:20 left on this clock here. That's where Stoughton will take over. Another good punt on that quick punt from Clint Murray. Malwig back on the field to start this one for Stoughton, looking to score before the end of the first half and maybe get some momentum into the first half where they will be receiving the second half kickoff.
Malwig has the only completion for Stoughton's quarterbacks tonight. Total of 1 for 8 with a net total of 8 yards.
Handoff goes to Shipper. He's across the 30, down to the 35. The 25, and now there's a flag. Comes in late again. This one seems like it'll be on Stoughton.
Yeah, that's got to be about the 10th penalty here on the night. Mount Horeb seems to have maybe a little bit more of fair share of theirs with the 4 false starts, but referees impacting the game here in this one.
Yeah, it was actually a personal foul, so if they decline it, should be 1st and 10 again. Or, the referees are talking so much amongst themselves, you'd be one to wonder if they even
looks
know
like
the
they're
rule
going to
book.
Looks like they're going to be bringing it back to they're taking it to the original line of scrimmage and maybe loss of 1 or 2 from where it was initially.
They're going to say it was from the spot, 10 yards, so it's 1st and 15. No, maybe somebody remembers something or so. I don't know what the deal is here, but what's the holdup?
It is 2nd down too, though. So
yes, it should be clarified at 2nd down with the receiver on the left, 2 tight ends on the left and right side, and receiver on the right. Shipper in the backfield. Hand off. No play action. This one's headed deeper to Benedetto. On the coverage was Doyle. Classy came from his safety position to help out as well, so it'll be 3rd and 15. Now if Mount Horeb gets the ball back there with all 3 timeouts, they can have some good field position, maybe get a field goal.
yeah, especially if Stoughton punts like we've seen them so far in this game and all the other opponents Mount Horeb has had so far.
3rd and 15. You can't look too far ahead. You have to play the play ahead, though. 3rd and 15. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. A passing down. Tight end on the right side. Malwig has Shipper behind him. Malwig takes the snap, looks right. Looks like he's going to telegraph this one and go right over the middle. Doyle running after it. Incomplete. It was way over the head of the intended receiver, number 3, Chase Kotlowski. And Doyle actually seemed like he would have been the intended receiver. He had a couple steps on Kotlowski. Could have maybe intercepted that ball if it was a little more underthrown. However, the punt unit comes on now, and Mount Horeb will be getting this ball back with probably about 1:40 left after this play, assuming it's a returnable punt.
Yeah, more than likely going to start with the ball in Stoughton territory, too, with the ball on the 12-yard line.
Classy at his own 45-yard line. And Newman standing on his own goal line to give this one away. Mount Horeb trying to block this one. He gets it away, though. A decent punt. This one's going to bounce it at the 47, and that'll be taken. Oh, Classy called for the fair catch, however. So he'll actually take it from his own 47, and that's where Mount Horeb will start this drive. But you can't be mad. That's pretty good field position for 1:47 left on the clock as well.
Yeah, we'll see what Clint Murray can run here in the 2-minute drill. Hopefully, at the minimum, get Vikings in position for a Chris Pertisati field goal.
Yeah, maybe let him attempt a extremely long one, maybe like 45 or 50 yards. And now there's a flag. It should be called because of the fair catch, and then he went to return it. So let's see. So delay a game. That is I will say he did return it. So that is actually in the rule book. And, you know, maybe for once tonight something's called correctly. So now the ball will be backed up to the 42-yard line, 1st and 10 for Mount Horeb. It's a delayed game if you call a fair catch and then proceed to return it. Or if you do something like, geez, I don't have really another example of that. As Murray drops back to pass, looks right. Now has to roll out, throws on the run. This one's up in the air. This one in and out of the hands of DiBenedetto. Lobby hit him from behind as it got to him. A good job of not having a pass interference there as Murray had to throw across his body, left it short.
Yeah, Lobby almost playing the role of the defensive back there as Peoples was in better position to make that catch, and Lobby had to make sure that it wasn't intercepted.
2nd and 10 now. Murray will have Gassman in the backfield with him. Mitch Ryan will be the tight end on the left side, and 3 receivers to the right. It'll be Rose, Lobby, and Krubaugh coming from furthest out to in. The give is to Gassman. He'll try and stumble across. He gets to the 45 for only a couple. It's 3rd and 7. We get down to about 1:30. This is where I'd assume Stoughton will take a timeout. The back judge doesn't really run in to make the call. However, he calls it from his position all the way back in the backfield. So with that, we're going to take a quick timeout as well. Let's hear a quick word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Wisco Radio, where your score is 17-6 with a minute and a half remaining. Awaiting the Mount Horeb offense to get on this field for the 3rd and 7. If they can convert here, they can use one of their timeouts if they like in order to get more up the field. 2 receivers to the left, 1 on the right. Mitch Ryan, the tight end, on the right side. The fake goes, and now it goes to Mitch Ryan, and they'll call a dead ball. I believe it's going to be a false start or an illegal motion. Jackson Rose was not set when they made this. When they went to snap the ball.
Yeah.
That one you can count for on Clint Murray's.
It was a very delayed call, though, once again, as Murray was able to run the play action to Gassman, and he was hit by one of the Stoughton linemen, and pass still was thrown to Rose even before there was a whistle.
Yeah, Mitch Ryan made the catch and was at the 50-yard line and would have been close to a first down before they even blow the play dead. And now they put the clock at 1:29 left here, and it's going to be close to a 3rd and 12. Ball is at the 40-yard line. Have to get to the Stoughton 48 for a first down. Mount Horeb in their own territory. 2 receivers to the right, 1 on the left. Mitch Ryan, the tight end, on the left side. Gassman on the right side of Murray. Murray takes the snap and actually hands it off this time. Number 10 on the stop in the backfield for a loss of about 5. That's Gavin Miller, the junior from Stoughton. Now you'd assume another timeout from Stoughton to stop the clock and maybe hope that they have a couple plays to maybe get into scoring position. They make the call, however, they stay right on the field, and now they'll break. So, 17-6 your score, 1:22 remains in this first half. This is Wisco Radio. Here's a word from our sponsors.
The Vikings coming out of their huddle here, and Murray's getting ready to set back to punt as Stoughton still hasn't broken their huddle.
17-6 your score. 1:25 left here, and about 4:15 remaining. Excuse me, 4th and 15, 1:25 remaining. Jeepers, criminy, so many numbers. Too many numbers. DeBenedetto's back to return this one, and Peoples will be of the up back and now act as a blocker in case of a short punt. But Benedetto stands at his own 25. Murray takes the snap, rolls to his right, boots this one away end over end. A good punt. Now this one bunts in the face of DeBenedetto and gets a Mount Horeb roll. Down to the 15, down to the 14. And that's where it'll be down. A great punt. DeBenedetto looks like he wanted to take it off the bounce, but it took a quick hop at him, got all the way just in the nick of time. Instead of letting it bounce off him and maybe be a fumble where Mount Horeb would have great field position to score 6 or get a field goal if they couldn't move the ball from there.
Yeah, another long punt from Clint Murray, total of 48 yards. So Vikings special teams, and counting the kickoffs from Pertisati, has been pinning Stoughton pretty far in their own territory.
Yeah, that's a good sign after the first couple of kickoffs after the 2 touchdowns from Mount Horeb. We're taken back to about the 45-yard line. Receiver on the left, receiver on the right. 2 tight ends on the right side. Shipper behind Malwig in the I formation. Malwig gives off to Shipper. He'll try to bully his way down. Only gets about 2, 2nd and 8.
Shipper the ball carrier.
Clock ticks down, close to a minute. You'd think they're going to try and run one more time, then maybe try a play action if they don't get a whole lot more after that.
Yeah, going by the stats we read off from the pregame, Malwig's obviously got the potential to throw a bomb or at least get his receiver in position to break a few and go for a long touchdown.
2 receivers are going to be on the right. And Shipper's the lone back behind Malwig, as he'll give it off to Shipper. And now somebody needs to wrap him up as he's still going across the 35. Looked like he was taken down at the 25. Then he was across the 30 after getting a first down. Then out at the 35-yard line. A Stoughton first down. Got out of bounds, but only 25 seconds left. Malwig's definitely going to be the guy to throw it deep.
Yeah, Shipper, 9 carries for 61 yards. Of course, that last carry, 19 yards, and then they had the long of 37. So other than those 2 hiccups, the Vikings defense has been holding them strong.
1st and 10, 2 receivers to the right. Be aware of the play action here. The referee still has to blow the ball in play. Now they go. Malwig has Shipper behind him. He'll give it off to Shipper instead around the left side. He's across the 40. That's where he'll get stopped, only for a gain of about 5. Be 2nd and short here with 2nd and about 5. Not that short, median range, with about 15 seconds left on the clock here, right before halftime.
Looks like they're just going to let it run down.
And they will. They won't even try to send it deep. Mount Horeb headed into your halftime. 17-6. Your Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings lead. We're going to hear a quick word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we will be talking halftime stats. Bryce Hopper, Kate Johnson at the call here for Wisco Radio. This is Wisco Radio will be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. Bryce Hopwood alongside of me is Cade Johnson. Thank you to all of our sponsors. You heard from them. But this game we have going on right here is a good one, shaping up to be the game of the week that it should be here at Wisco Radio and NBC 15. The score is 17 for your Mount Horeb Vikings and only 6 for Stoughton. Good defense being played by both teams. Mount Horeb's defense holding Brady Shipper for the most part. He's broken a long 37-yard run, but without that one, he really doesn't have a whole lot going.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and then just before the half, I believe he had about a 19-yarder, so I'm going to take away those, and he's only averaging about 2 yards per carry, but both teams have only allowed one touchdown on offense because Mount Horeb up 17-6, and the one is the Jackson Rose special team return, and then you go to the Chris Bertasati field goal. Other than that, solid defense being played by both teams.
Yeah, and offensively, Mount Horeb was able to move the ball in their first possession pretty well. It took them, 16 plays to score their first possession?
Second possession if you count the Rose touchdown, but yeah, 16 plays and 82 yards, and picked up a number of key second and third downs on that one.
Yeah, they did a good job of moving the ball and ended up, kind of, for lack of a better term, stalling out in the second half. The second quarter end right there. Otherwise, been playing a pretty full game, doing a great job as a team. It's a beautiful dance team dance right there. It was a great performance. Of course, you can usually catch them here Friday nights under the lights as we're giving you your halftime show and halftime stats here. And all in all, this is a great game from Mount Horeb and really playing another full game. Special teams helps out more. And then we have more offensive moving the ball and defensively really stopping the ball from moving.
Yeah, a lot of rushing yards here for this MHB team. I'll see if I can pull up the total amount here quick, but unofficial 115, and with all these penalties, it's almost hard to keep track of everything. Calling the play dead, you'll enter scoring, a yardage in here on the iPad, and all of a sudden it's a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, and I've been kind of bad mouthing the referees so far, and you hate to really say anything against them because these guys do come out every Friday and work very hard at their job. However, you seem like they've made it they've kind of seemed like they've been quick to the whistle, but in a very late way. They seem like they're kind of I should explain what I mean by that. Quick to the whistle is in, they're not afraid to call penalties on maybe even something slight. However, they do it in a very poorly timed fashion on this last drive for Mount Horeb. The player was allowed to run through before the flag even landed on the field, or the referee blew his whistle. Clint Murray had play fake to Gassman, already got a pass off to Mitch Ryan, and Mitch Ryan was allowed to go almost 10, 11 yards before the play was stopped. So, you don't want to badmouth them all that much, and of course on that play, Jackson Rose was not set as well, but you hate to say anything poor against them, but at the same time, you got to be like, well, come on, what's the deal? And you don't really get anything other than the signal of holding or a delay of game, which we've had like 2 or 3 of that have been non-traditional play clock delay of games.
Yeah, unable to get the number of the people or the players who the penalty is on. So up here, we're not quite sure what exactly, if it's a lineman or receiver jumped earlier for a legal motion. Obviously, with the headset on, it's tough to hear, and they're far away down on the field too.
Yeah, definitely. But as we come back here for halftime, right before halftime, it's definitely apparent that Mount Horeb has to probably get one more score to make sure and get a stop and then score for Stoughton not to have a ton of momentum. It's kind of at one of those points where the momentum's in limbo, and Stoughton comes out with a good kick return and goes down and gets points of any sort. They're going to be feeling good, despite they'll still be down by 8. They'll still be excited, and their defense really stepped up here late in the second quarter with dropping Gassman for a couple of losses.
Yeah, you got to be happy if you're Coach Kleppe and his staff with the 17 points, but then again, you can't never be satisfied in a football game like this. Obviously, Stoughton we know has the capability to go off for quite a few points as they did in the Reedsburg game last week, but so far in favor of the Mount Horeb Barneville Vikings.
Yeah, and you're not going to be mad, especially if a W comes out of all of this. But you play to the last whistle, and as we mentioned, it's a game of inches. So when you have the ball being a gain of 12, and then it brought back to the line of scrimmage, and then it's brought back another 10 yards. It's hard to decipher what's exactly going on,
even get into a rhythm when all that's going on. Like we mentioned, they're about 2 yards from a first down when it was a second down, and somehow they ended up at about third and 15 and ended up eventually having to punt.
Yeah, and it's weird to see after in the first game, I believe there was only one Mount Horeb penalty, and I believe it was like early in the first half, and then we didn't see any more, and then last week we had about 5 or 6 at the end of the night, and then now we have 2 handfuls worth, and you wonder if it's little things or if it's just what's actually being called. So
yeah, you mentioned the momentum's pretty much up for grabs right now. Obviously, with the big Jackson Rose touchdown to start the game on the kick return, you got all the momentum, and then they go down and are able to score on 16 plays, a solid drive after forcing a 3 and out. So when you get to the halftime though, and neither team has really done too much on offense other than in the second quarter, Stoughton was able to run a 5-play, 51-yard drive that ended in the Brady Shipper touchdown.
And with all that being said, we're going to bring it back in a little bit. We'll have your second half kickoff as the clock ticks down. About 2 minutes left before your halftime kickoff. This halftime stats and halftime show is brought to you by Market, Mount Horeb's custom apparel shop. So with that, we're going to be back in just a few moments. Stick with us here. A quick word from our sponsors, our greatest supporters. Thank you to them. This is Wisco Radio. When we come back, we'll have your second half kickoff. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. Bryce Hopwood, Cade Johnson, as per usual so far this year. 17 Mount Horeb, 6 for Stoughton, 12 minutes on the clock here. Mount Horeb is going to be booting it away to Stoughton, who deferred on the coin toss to the second half, and that's when they will be receiving this one.
Try and pull some scores here. Got Reedsburg 20, Portage 0 through half.
Well, it's an interesting score. Portage winning, was it last week or was it week 1?
I believe it was last week against Edgewood.
Yeah, the Edgewood kicker went to tie it, pushed the field goal and missed it, and Portage won. That's correct. Smart man over here, Cade Johnson. He's up on his. He's up on the WIA football action knowledge.
Badger South and Badger Southway, Fort Atkinson 20, Oregon 7.
As Prasadi gets ready to boot this one away here, we have a little visitor in the booth here, Chris Waller, little guy, brother of Spencer and Stuart Waller, giving us a little visit. Always love when fans visit up. If you want next week, if you're around here at the game, come on, just stop in the booth. We'll say hello. Who knows? Endless possibilities. As Prasadi's gonna get ready to boot this one away. 12 minutes around the clock. The quarter is the third, and we're off. Peoples looks to take this one. He takes it at the 5. He looked to have been down, but now we'll get up at the 10. He's across the 15, the 20, pushed out. And he'll get down across the 20. He went down to field the ball. It looked like he had it in his possession. However, he got up, picked the ball up, ran. Got about to the 22-yard line before he was knocked out of bounds, and that's where Stoughton will start.
Looked like he had the ball and was down, but I guess smart play by him not hanging onto the ball while he's on the ground and able to get about an extra 10 yards from that, even though they're still on their own 21-yard line.
Receiver on the left and right, tight ends on the same sides, a full back, and then Shipper. Maulig drops back, looks right, goes right. That's going to be number 5, Noah Guerin, the other quarterback who's attempted a few passes. That one's caught for about 5 yards. Picking on Doyle. I'm pretty sure that's the first completion Doyle's given up all season. And now we'll have 2nd and 5. If it's not, maybe the second, because Doyle has been a defensive island, so to speak, as they'll come out in the same set, but 2 tight ends on the left side. As they'll give it off to Shipper, he'll go up the middle, get to the 30 before he's put down. Looks like they're going to move the chains. He'll give enough. He got it down to the 31. First down for Stoughton.
Mike Holm in on the stop.
Mike Holm there on the stop, along with a couple other different Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings players. They'll come out in the same set. Receiver and tight end on the left and right with the the fullback, and they'll go with the fullback dive. Scott Hall on the stop, only a gain of about 2, maybe 3, 2nd and 7. Stoughton trying to move this ball quickly as possible here. As quickly as you can be in that pro-style offense where you run the I formation a lot. Now we have the same setup, except 2 tight ends on the right side, receiver on the left and right, Shipper alone in the backfield behind Maulig. Maulig drops back to pass, looks left, telegraphs it, goes left, incomplete. That one was intended for, looks like DiBenedetto. Now it'll be 3rd and 7.
His secondary only allowed 2 completions for 12 yards on 12 attempts, and that's not a very high pass completion percentages for Stoughton.
Yeah, Stoughton matching their total before tonight in pass attempts of 12. Receiver on the left and right. Now he comes in motion. That's Guerin. And now the give is to Shipper. He tries to bounce around the left side. He'll be stopped and wrapped up in the backfield. A loss of 3 back at the original line of scrimmage. 4th and 10. On the stop was a whole slew of Viking defenders. Cade Nichols coming up from his safety spot. Of course, Cam Krantz and Scott Hall there. Looks like Hunter Preddy was also there from his defensive lineman position. And now Newman will be on to punt, and at his own 25 is Travis Classy.
Yeah, another drive stalling out and only 5 plays, and they've had 5 3-and-outs, and their touchdown was the only drive for more than 15 yards.
This punt goes down and gets down at the 25, and that's where Mount Horeb will take over. A nice long touchdown or field goal scoring drive here would be a huge momentum swing as Stoughton has to punt after that one. Be 1st and 10 from the 25. Mount Horeb's defense coming out real stellar there to start the second half. Murray gonna have Gassman in the backfield with him. Looks like they're gonna go to what they started running in the first actual drive with Scott Hall on the left side of Murray. 2 receivers on the left, Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the right side, Gassman on the right side of Murray. Murray gives off to Gassman, goes up the middle, where he'll be taken down by number 33, Nathan Kruger, but not after a gain of about, well, they'll give him 5 on the spot.
Yeah, out of that split back, you can run powers and give it to either one of the running backs or run the read option, triple option, a lot of different running formations along with opening up some routes for some receivers.
Same set there. They'll fake it, and the handoff goes to Scott Hall, who goes up the middle. Down to the 35, maybe down across the first down marker, hopefully to the 36, where it will be a first down for Mount Horeb. I believe that's his first carry of the year.
Yeah, six different Vikings have carried the ball so far in this game. So with the injury to starting running back Malik Winston, Coach Kleppe and the offense trying out different running backs and different formations.
Same set, 2 receivers on the left. And now this give goes to Gassman, tries to make a move, tries to go up the middle. He'll get 2 before being brought down. That's going to be 2nd and 8. Ball is on Mount Horeb's own 39. On the clock, there's about 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Murray will get the play call from the sideline. Making sure to relay the correct thing. It's crew ball, Lobby on the field. On this side near the booth. And then we have Mitch Ryan as the tight end on the left side. Gassman on the left side of Murray and rolls the lone receiver on the right side. Murray goes, has crew ball. He's at the 45-50, makes a move. He's going 45, gets wrapped up from behind. Got close to the 40. That ball was almost intercepted, brought down by Andrew Johnson. That is a gain of about 20. Mount Horeb first down. Krubaugh is an extremely strong junior who just took that one out of the hands of his defender. Ended up getting 20. And now there's 3 receivers to the left. Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the right side. Gassman on the left side of Murray. He'll give to Gassman. He's got a hole. He's at the 35. Bullies his way down close to the 30. They'll give him a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1.
Yeah, huge hole opened up there by the Mount Horeb Barneveld offensive line. Drive a semi through that one.
3 receivers on the left again. Gassman goes to bounce around the right side. I believe he got enough. If he didn't, it's going to be 3rd and just the nose of the ball. They'll mark him just short. They might need the chains for this one. And they're going to call it just short. 3 receivers on the left. Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the right side. Murray in the gun. Tries to get Stone to jump almost, but not quite. Gassman on the right side of Murray. Surprised you don't see Murray go with the quarterback keeper here. Murray takes a snap, goes with the handoff, stopped. Gassman trying to move his legs. Looks like he was stopped. That's 33, Nathan Krieger again. The senior makes a stop, 4th and 1. This is definitely not punting territory where if you go for this, you can get a little momentum and keep the drive alive.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's right on the brink of Pertisai's field goal range. Obviously, with the short down, they're not going to take it. It would be about a 48-yard field goal, and he's nailed a few 45 in practices. But
and now a false start. That's on Mount Horeb, number 54, the lineman, Jonas Ignatius, the left tackle. That's going to drop Mount Horeb back, and now you might see the quick drop punt. However, when you line up like you're actually running a play, you can always go with the fake if you feel it's necessary. And now there's 2 receivers on the left in Lobby and Krubaugh. Tight end on the right side is Mitch Ryan. Jackson Rose is the receiver. Murray drops back, rolls to his left. He's being chased. Murray's going to have to roll. He's going to tuck. He's at the 35. And he's going to be way short, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. He didn't have enough room to get up to the 30 like he needed to.
Yeah, picked up a block from Ignatius that almost able to seal the edge, but I don't think Murray, he's on the opposite sideline of the first down marker. I don't know if he knew quite where it was.
Unfortunately, here the momentum is still in limbo with about 6.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. And now there'll be 3 receivers to the left, a tight end on the left side as well in the gun. Malwig has Shipper a little behind him. Malwig looks left, looks to go left. He still will. Went for the pump fake. That looked like it was intended for Tyler Anderson. Incomplete. Off the hands of Ryan Cradwell as well as that one bounced off of Anderson.
Yeah, Gassman almost with the interception there after it went through his hands, and just unexpected with the receiver jump in front of him in the drop. And Gassman's also been in on a few tackles, so one of those guys that we mentioned countless times that plays both sides of the ball.
2nd and 10, 2 receivers to the left, 1 on the right, 2 tight ends on either side. The ball is on the ground. Malwig picks it up. He's being chased. Scott Hall is right there. He's going to hit him, and he's going to go down in the backfield. He's hit at the 20-yard line. That's where he'll stay down. Scott Hall going with the fins up because they're land sharks out there running after the quarterback. 3rd and about 25, give or take.
I believe that is Scott Hall's 5th tackle for loss on the season so far, so great year from the junior.
He's just a force in there, and of course you have Cam Krantz plugging up that middle. Now you're going to have to see a pass, you'd assume here. There's 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left, tight end on the left side. Malwig in the pistol. Behind him is Shipper. They'll actually hand off to Shipper. There's Mike Holm to slow him up. And then on the tackle, look to be, well, who else? Cam Krantz. It's going to be a gain of about 3 or 4. Now a 4th. And close, maybe 19, closer to 20. Classy back to receive this punt. He'll be at his own 35, about as Newman gets this one. It's a squibbling kick. Bounces at the 45, takes a Stoughton bounce down to the Mount Horeb 35, 34, and that's where it'll quit rolling and where Mount Horeb will take over with 4:57 left in this third quarter. Mount Horeb maybe, well, you don't want to say totally slow the pace, because that's how they catch a lot of teams off their toes, yeah, I should say.
Always want to be aggressive at all times, but you got to know in the back of your mind with a 2-score lead, you're going to want to be run the clock a little bit.
Murray and company on the field now. 17-6 is the score. Mount Horeb leads. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Mitch Ryan will be the tight end on the right side, and Gassman will be on the left side of Murray in the gun as per usual. Murray takes the snap, gives off to Gassman. He sheds the would-be tackler, but still gets wrapped up. That was number 13 making the original hit, Jacob Eigenberger. Oh, I forgot the second G there. A loss of about 1. Almost took it from Gassman. Gassman strong enough to keep it in his own breadbasket. 2nd and 11. 2 receivers to the left. Going to be 1 on the right with Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the right side. Gassman on the left side of Murray. Murray takes a low snap. He drops back, rolls to his right. He's looking. Now there's a flag down. Murray gets rid of it. Intended for Mitch Ryan. Incomplete. I'd assume this is going to end up being a hold.
Yeah, with the must snap there, you almost put your offensive lineman in a hard place, and fortunately, more than likely going to be a hold here.
This is going to be a hold, so it'll now be, you can either decline it so it's a 3rd and 11, or you can go with the 2nd and would be 21.
Yeah, I'm Stoughton. It looks like they're going to accept it, but you'd want to think you would want to get MHB to third down and have a chance to force it fourth down, hopefully get the ball back for them quick enough, but now 2 more downs here to make some plays.
The ball is at the 19, so it's a 15-yard penalty. The first down marker's at their own 44. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Murray drops back, goes with the screen to Rose. He's at the 20. Tries to make a move going around the 25. Now he'll stop at the 20, go back. Tries to get up the middle. Won't get more than 6, trying to dance around. Gets to the 24. And now we'll have a third and really long. Third and closer to 20 than 25 after that 5-yard gain. The method's there. You can check it. Check it twice, like Santa Claus with his list. Not quite in December yet, however. 2 receivers to the right, 1 on the left. Tight end is Mitch Ryan on the right side. Murray drops back. They'll go with the screenplay. Gets it off. That one's knocked down. A flag is on the play. Some good sportsmanship being shown by Stoughton, number 1 Tommy McLean, and Gavin Miller picking up Clint Murray after he gets hit. And it'll depend on the flag call here. You'd assume it's a hold. An illegal motion or false start?
I believe they would have blown it dead if it was a false start, but
well, they should also if it's an illegal motion, should they not? Interesting to see there. They're going to decline it anyways because the play ran. I might have to, maybe I'm the one who has to brush up on my rule book, but I believe that even if it's an illegal motion, you still don't get to run the play. Murray is back at his own 12-yard line as it's a battle of the student sections right now. Peoples and DiBenedetto back. Clint Murray boots this one. It bounces at the 40. DiBenedetto is going to take it at the 33. Gets around. He's at the 30. So they're across the 45 to the 50. He'll get hit from behind and hard. Cam Krantz wraps him up. He gets to Mount Horeb's 44-yard line.
That's going to be an interesting final stat for the Viking report. How many total tackles Cam Krantz has tonight?
Yeah, he's definitely been on many. Not too many for loss, but of course, you know, we can only see so much from up here. When there's a big doggy pile, it doesn't even help to be this far. Maybe need to get me some glasses. Receiver on the left, receiver on the right. 2 tight ends on the right side as well. Shipper the lone back. Now in motion is the fullback. As Malwig, of course, hands off to Shipper. He's going to try and shift his field. Brinkman and Hall there. But lowering his shoulder is Shipper. He'll get about 5 on the carry. Nick Waldorf, the fullback, going in motion there. Second, they'll actually give him 4, second and 6. Clock winds down to about 2:53 here in the third quarter. 17-6, Mount Horeb still leads. Receiver on the right, receiver on the left. 2 tight ends on the left side. Shipper, the lone back in the backfield. Coming in motion is Guerin, the other quarterback. They'll go with a handoff to Shipper. He's in the backfield. Mike Holm there, Scott Hall there. Cam Krantz, Hunter Preddy, Eli Williams, all in there on the stop. A loss of about 2 there. 3rd and 8.
Yeah, once the initial guy gets there on the defensive side, all the rest of the defense swarming the ball carrier.
Receiver on the left, receiver on the right. Tight ends on the right side. Waldorf, the fullback, Shipper behind him. Malwig drops back, goes right. That's for Guerin. That's caught at the 30. He'll get down to about the 25. Bama Doyle wraps him up. Went with the curl route there.
One quarterback to the quarterback who started the game.
Tripped up by Bama Doyle.
Doyle with the stop at the 26, where the ball is officially marked. 1st and 10 for Stoughton, and they're looking to drive here. Receiver on the left, receiver on the right to Benedetto. Waldorf, Shipper behind him. Malwig drops back, looks right, goes left. They'll look for Shipper out of the backfield. He'll use his shifty legs. Eventually he gets knocked out of bounds by Mike Holm, but not before getting about 8. It'll be 2nd and, well, they'll give him 9, 2nd and 1 Second and 8. We'll give him second and 8. No,
Yep.
we'll give him the benefit of the doubt there.
Once Shipper gets some open field, he's got some speed, but he's also able to make a few defenders miss. So key so far tonight is keeping him before he can get through any holes.
The handoff goes to Waldorf, the the fullback. 3 yards and a first down for Stoughton. It's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. With the clock stopped after the first down, there's 125. Receiver on the left, receiver on the right, tight ends on the left and right side as well. Waldorf, the fullback. Shipper behind him. Malwick takes the snap, looks right. It's going to go right. Ball was another miscommunication over there. Intended for, looks like, Guerin.
Yeah, once again, almost throwing more to Ryan Cradwell than the intended receiver.
Cradwell lays out there and almost picks the ball off. Unfortunately, he was in the turf. 2nd and 10. Left and right, only one solo and 2 tight ends on the left side with Shipper, the lone back in the backfield. Malwig is going to go with the play action. Looks right, rolls right. There's Doyle and deflects that one in and out of his hands. Doyle wishes he had that one. However, a beautiful play there. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Doyle celebrating after that one, able to knock it away. Potentially could have made a play on an interception, but nonetheless, a 3rd down.
I believe that's his 2nd pass deflection of the year, one of my favorite statistics. As far as defense goes, of course, you love the tackle for loss as well. And I'm also a guy who likes the hold in baseball and thinks it's an underrated statistic, but I'm just a simple man with simple pleasures. Receiver on the left, receiver on the right. And it's going to be 3rd and 10. The down marker man did not have the third down marker there, but now he is. Tight end on the right side, Waldorf and Shipper behind Malwig. Malwig drops back, gets rushed right away. That one's intercepted. That one's picked off. That's number 21, Brady Gaspard. He's got nobody behind him, nobody in front of him. No, Yellow Hankies on the field. The 10-5 touchdown, Mount Horeb. My goodness, what a play. Scott Hall came through the middle on the rush. Hit Malwig as he threw. The ball went right into the hands of linebacker, running back, and every other position you could possibly name almost. Brady Gaspin, he took it back for the score. That's a huge swing of momentum there as Stone was on the verge of scoring.
Yeah, not only the unbelievable interception, but one of the highlights of that play was Coach Kleppe running down the sideline right along him. He energizes these players, and they build off him. They just love playing for a coach who has so much passion for the game.
Yeah, I would be willing to check his 40-yard dash time. That was impressive. It's a couple years removed from his playing days, but he's looking like he could run about a 4.7. That's pretty impressive, especially for a former defensive lineman, nonetheless. Perdisati is on for this extra point. The snap, the hold, it's up, and it's good. 24-6, the score, Mount Horeb leads. We're going to take a quick break. This is Wisco Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. 24-6 the score after Brady Gassman picks that one off and takes it back for 6 points. And Mount Horeb has the momentum. 24-6 your score with 48 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, the Stoughton student section was into it until Brady Gassman just took that one to the house. That just sucked all the momentum Stoughton had, and then That one.
They were at about the 15-yard line threatening to score, but now Pergasati's going to hopefully boot this one way deep. Oh, he does. That's a heck of a boot. Peoples takes it about his one. He's at the 15, the 20. That's where he's going to get stopped. No, that's going to be Miles Steinhoff actually making that play. A flag is also down on the field. Also there on the stop, number 33, Zach Schinke, the senior, 5'8", 190 pounds. And it's going to be a hold that's going to knock Stoughton back into their own territory. This is, that's a huge turn of events there. You have Mount Horeb not allowing the score and getting 6 points from that defense, which we should mention is the second defensive touchdown of the season. One coming off that botched long snap on the punt in Milton, and now the first what you would consider real turnover defensively goes for 6 for Mount Horeb this season. Although still -1 in the turnover margin because of the turnover earlier in the game tonight. Doyle it's almost better that Doyle didn't get both of his mitts on that ball in the end zone because Gassman just took it for 6. 2 receivers on the left, one on the right. Fake handoff goes to Shipper. Malwick over the middle. That one's intercepted. Number 20, Travis Classy. My goodness. That one's intended for, looks like Peyton Montgomery. And this one could get out of hand real fast. The ball is placed on the 27-yard line. And Kate, as you mentioned, Coach Kleppe getting excited, and sometimes I wonder who's more excited, him on the field or us up here in the booth.
Yeah, I talked to Travis Classy today, said give us 2 interceptions in return. Of course, he's got his interception there, and we got the return to start the game and the Brady Gassman touchdown. So
that was Travis Classy's first interception on the varsity level. The junior has another good year in him next year and has the rest of this long year ahead of him. 2 receivers on the left, one on the right. Mitch Ryan, the tight end, on the right side. And Murray takes the snap. Now has to step up. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to take it himself. He's at the 30, the 25, 20. They'll try to make a move on Peoples, so get to the 18 before too much is done. And that is going to be about a 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1.
Pickup of 8 on the play brings up 2nd and 2.
Murray getting the play from the sideline. We'll give him 8. And so now it's officially 2nd and 2. 3 receivers on the right. Tight end Mitch Ryan on the left side. Steinhoff on the left side of Murray. Murray gives it off to Steinhoff. He cuts left. He tries to keep those legs a churning. He gets down to about the 12-yard line. First down, Mount Horeb in the red zone again here. The clocks will hit double zeros here in the 3rd quarter. We're headed to the 4th quarter. We're going to switch sides of the field, and we're going to hear from our sponsors really quick. Mount Horeb 24, Stoughton 6, your Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings, the better Vikings on top. This is Wisco Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. Didn't get back in time from hearing from our sponsors to let you know Clint Murray rolled to his right. Had Jackson Rose in the end zone, was just out of his reach. And now it's 2nd and 10 here after that first play of the fourth quarter. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the left side. Gassman now goes from the left side of Murray to his right side. Murray gets set. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff, gets it off to Mitch Ryan. He's at the 15, gets him stiff arm, gets down to the 12. That's a gain of about 7. Third and, well, they'll back him up off the mark. Got down inside the 10 is what it looked to me. And so now they'll have more of a 3rd and 5 than anything. Receiver on the right is Jackson Rose. 2 receivers to the left. Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the right side. Gassman on the right side of Murray in the gun. Murray drops back, looks left, goes over the middle. That's Krubal, and he's in for the score. Caught at the 5-yard line and in. More points can be tacked onto the board now. That's 30-6, and we'll pen the extra point. And this one's getting out of hand real fast.
Besides a Clint Murray 1-yard rushing touchdown, this has been a night of the juniors.
That's very true. That's another score for junior Gassman. And now Krubal. As Pergusati, the freshman, comes on for the extra point. The snap, the hold, it's up. That one's a knuckleball off to the right. He pushed it to the right, 30-6, the score, with 11:13 left here in the fourth quarter. So another fantastic showing from the defense, getting some serious turnovers now. And what do you got, Kate, as far as other things going on in the conference?
Got a final of Wanakee 35, Baraboo 7. And then we got Reedsburg 21-7 over Portage at the start of the fourth quarter. And DeForest is beating Sauk Prairie 13-0 at the end of the third quarter also.
All right, that's a good update there. 30-6 is our score here. And this is quite the game as far as we're concerned here. This is the most important one. Wanakee, though, you have to be thinking about them as they go and win another game, scoring 30 more points, 35. That's a very potent offense.
Yeah, something to mention here tonight. Murray 10 for 16, good completion percentage, but for only 78 yards. So, by the way they're playing, it's almost like their defense and special teams have coming up, but you wouldn't notice any difference in this performance between the last two where he had 200-plus yards.
That's true. As Pergusati booms another. DiBenedetto takes it at the 10. He'll go all the way across to the right side. He's across the 15, up across the 20, the 25, 30, the 35. On the tackle is Cade Nichols, as DiBenedetto got down across the 40 to the 43, and that's where Stoughton will start their drive.
Nichols made a heck of a play there. That's one of the toughest plays when the returner's running full speed at you and you have no momentum, but Nichols able to come up with the shoestring tackle.
1st and 10 for Stoughton. They'll mark it at the 44. Well, there's 2 receivers on the left, tight end on the right side. Now Malwig goes under center from the pistol with Shipper the lone back in the backfield. Guerin takes the snap, hands off to Shipper around the right side. He gets across the 45, the 50, across the 45, down to the 40 of Mount Horeb. That's going to be a gain of about 17 and a first down.
Yeah, Shipper carrying a few guys with him there, showing his strengths. We mentioned in the pregame all these Mount Horeb Barneville players talking about the athleticism of Shipper, and he's showed it breaking that long 37-yarder and able to bust through a few tackles right there.
For as big a back as he is, he's not as, round as he is, as most of these running backs are in the Badger Conference, as he's bullying his way down to the 30-yard line after cutting back to the left side, a gain of about 7, 2nd and 3. But, some of these running backs in the Badger Conference, and that goes for North and South, are, sometimes they're closer to 6'2" and maybe 200 pounds, kind of bowling balls of guys. Of course, last week I made the Doug Martin comparison for the Fort Atkinson running back last week. The muscle hamster in Doug Martin is this carry to Shipper, goes for a first down. He got 3 yards. Actually, they'll mark him short, and it'll be 3rd and 2. So he got pushed out of bounds and was not able to get the ball across any more than that.
Yeah, of course, you got Torrin Young graduating from Monona Grove last year, and now Javion Dane's making a name for himself at Wanakee. So a lot of strong backs in both of these Badger conferences.
As Waldorf gets the carry, guess who? Cam Krantz. That's all I got, those 2 words, Cam Krantz. He gets a stop on the fullback Waldorf, 4th and 3 now. You have to go for it if you're Stoughton here, because there's only 9.5 minutes left in this one, and you're down 24. 30-6, Mount Horeb leads. With the receiver on the right, the receiver on the left, Waldorf and Shipper are in the I formation, right behind Guerin. Guerin, under center, takes a snap, looks left, now has pressure. He's going to roll to his right. He gets hit. That's Holm on the stop. They'll say his knee was down before he got it off. Lateraled it to Waldorf, who was behind him, but they said that he was down before anything.
Yeah, that's almost one of them where you just want to try to get rid of it, try to somehow get a first down there on that 4th down, but when your knee's down, it doesn't matter anyways.
He's lucky he didn't he didn't try and throw the ball and throw it off the hands of Waldorf, because that was a backwards lateral. He's lucky that they called him down, and that Waldorf still caught the ball nonetheless, where it'll be 1st and 10. On the 38-yard line, Mount Horeb zone. You'll notice we have said the lack of Vikings, and if we have, it's been Mount Horeb Barneveld, because both teams' mascot are the Vikings. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Murray, and now another late false start call. And, it's disappointing to see when you see it down there, but from what I've seen, trying to look at the whole landscape of things, it's got to be just a twitch, if anything.
Yeah, of course, the signal for the false start similar to illegal motion, and neutral zone infraction is different, but you just can't tell what the call is from up here.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to defer those, as Mike Holm is on as the tight end. 2 receivers to the right. Gaspin, the running back. Mitch Ryan, the other tight end as well. And now that time, he actually moved. That was Mike Holm. So now instead of 1st and 15, we'll have a 1st and 20.
False start against the Vikings.
Maybe they just want to see what the longest possible play they can get is. No, I'm kidding. You wouldn't want to do that. You want to score more points and really put this one away here with about 7 minutes remaining. Oh, excuse me. That's 9. Jeez, give me some classes, folks. I gotta apologize for that one. 2 receivers to the right. The pass is off the hands of Mitch Ryan and intercepted. Thrown behind Mitch Ryan. Intercepted by Stoughton, giving them a little bit of life. That's Sam McHoney, the kickoff man and punter. Intercepts that one. And now Mount Horeb's defense is back on the field.
Yeah, Murray's 2nd interception on the year, I believe.
2nd, first one coming last week. And now that turnover margin is at -1 once again. And now a timeout from the Mount Horeb side. So that gives us a quick timeout to hear from our sponsors. 30-6 the score. 9 minutes remain in this one. This is Wisco Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. 30-6, your Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings lead. 30-6, as I just mentioned, with 9 minutes left on this one. Mount Horeb's defense now back on the field after that one went off the hands of Mitch Ryan into Sam McConaughey hands. And Stone will start at the Mount Horeb 26. Another pro-style look, a very old-style look now with the receiver on the left, receiver on the right. Waldorf on the left side of Guerin and Shipper behind him. And what's a triangle look here as Guerin drops back to pass. He's going deep. It's up. It's just out of the reach of Doyle. And that one's caught for 6. That one seems to have gone to Benedetto. Can't quite see the number from here. Is at the furthest possible point, and that's who it is. We have confirmed.
I believe that was not Malwig in at quarterback also.
They say Malwig, I meant Guerin. That's I don't know. That's my bad. And now because of the blocked extra point earlier, Stoughton has 12 and will try and go for 2.
Yeah, down by 18, trying to make it 16.
2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Waldorf, the tight end on the right side, Shipper behind Guerin. Guerin now rolls to his right. He's getting chased. Cam Krantz there tries to pull him down. A broken play over the head of DiBenedetto.
That's a big stop right there, keeping it a 3-score game.
Now Mount Horeb's offense, you'd assume they're going to be running the ball out here, maybe use a play action to get a first down and
throw in some screens. And
you'd assume that Stone's going to try and be blitzing here and hope that they have the same success that they did at the end of the second quarter, the first half, and try to emulate that here when the score was 17-6. But now we're at 30-12, an odd score here.
With the field goal and missed extra point from Mount Horeb, and then now going for 2 for Stoughton. Not something you usually see in a football game.
That's the truth. Of
course, high school, you'll see all different kinds of scores.
You will. Sometimes, you never know. Sometimes if you get lucky, you might see a safety or who knows, High school football is so unpredictable. That's why there's no fantasy football for high school sports. Of course, I'm a huge fantasy football guy, so if there was, my team would be loaded with Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings. Definitely, if there's individual IDPs, individual defensive players, I'm probably going to draft Cam Krantz and his ability to get those tackles for losses. But, this is a whole discussion for another day. We got a game to call here. Somebody quit sidetracking me. The hands team is on here, assuming an onside kick with Travis Classy all alone. It's Ryan Cradwell deep alone. As Sam McConaughey, you'd assume, is going to try and get this one to the 50 and let Stoughton land on it. But Cradwell's going to take it at the 10. He's at the 15, cuts to his left, slips a tackle. He's at the 20, and that's where he'll get wrapped up. We're going to say that the ball was out, but not the case there. And Mount Horeb will start this drive.
Yeah, that's one of those you better safe than sorry. If they do a surprise onside kick, that could really change the momentum. But Coach Kleppe 1 step ahead of Coach Dan Prowl and preparing for the onside kick.
Well, actually, say he never got further than the 17-yard line, so that's where we have 1st and 10. 8:45 remains in this one, and now you hope a slow, methodical drive is right here. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. This one goes to Gassman. He's on the right side. He breaks a tackle. He's at the 25. Gets a block from Rose across the 30 for a first down. Rose did a nice job of holding up on that block there so that he did not get the block in the back call.
Yeah, able to seal the defender, but another one there able to wrap up Gassman.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the right side. This handoff goes to Gassman. This time he's stopped in the backfield. That is number 10 for Stoughton, Gavin Miller. Called his name a couple of times tonight, the junior outside linebacker and defensive end position.
Still see the no huddle offense. Obviously, that's all Mount Horeb Barneville's used to, but just a little bit of a slower version here with a 18-point lead.
Second and about 13. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Fake handoff. This one goes to Mitch Ryan. He's at the 30. Tries to get a stiff arm down. Gets about 4. That looked like it was Peoples on the tackle. Darvell Peoples, the senior. He has 1 catch for 80 yards and 6 points so far this year. Coming in their last game, it was an 80-yard bomb that he caught and scored on. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Tight end Mitch Ryan is on the left side, 3rd and 8. Murray drops back, looks left, goes with the screen pass. This one's Lobby. He goes up, he's at the 35, tries to make a move, but that's where he'll be wrapped up, is right at the 35.
I believe that is Lobby's first catch tonight.
Sam McConey on the stop. And I believe that's Lobby's first reception as well. Seen a few go to crew ball. A couple to Rose, a couple to Mitch Ryan.
3 to Brady Gassman. Just spreading it around once again this year for Clint Murray, as we saw in the past years.
Murray goes with the Australian-style rugby kick, and that one drops down and takes a nice roll from the 40 down to the 32, and that's where it'll be down. That's where Stoughton will start their drive with the score 30-12 with 6:39 remaining. Stoughton fans trying to get excited over there. This one is far from over. There's still 6.5 minutes left. You know, Reggie Miller scored 8 points in 9 seconds in a playoff game in the 90s against the New York Knicks. You know, there's been other miracles. The Hail Mary last season to Richard Rodgers against the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football for the Packers. Receiver on the left, receiver on the right. Guerin looking to go deep. If Cradwell turns his head around, he's got it, but this one's caught. That is number 4 to Benedetto, and that's 6 points. Cradwell didn't get a chance to turn his head around. To Benedetto made the catch, and he is mile quick.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to see if you're Mount Horeb Barneville Vikings player or fan. Almost all the momentum was going to them, and all of a sudden a quick interception, touchdown, and now another one right here.
They're going to have to go for 2 here so that they can make it a 10-point game. And now there's 2 receivers on the left. And that's all that there's going to be, because there's going to be 2 tight ends on the right side, and Shipper is the one back in the backfield. Guerin under center. Guerin takes the snap. He gives it out to Shipper. He's almost stopped in the backfield, but he'll bully his way in over Travis Classy. On the dirt. I don't know who that is, and now there's a flag down. That looks to be Cam Krantz. He's holding that right forearm, right shoulder. He's up and walking off under his own power. He's a tough guy. We saw him, I believe that was in the Milton game, as we await this flag here, where he hurt his shoulder but then was in on the next play. I would believe this is unsportsmanlike conduct. Let's see, after unsportsmanlike conduct on Mount Horeb, however, that'll be enforced on the kickoff, so the kickoff will come from the 50-yard line. A good chance to touch back here, as now it's a 10-point game. Didn't quite see. It looked like Mike Holm was the guilty party.
Of course, don't want to assume anything from up here.
That's true. We don't want to do that. With 6.5 minutes left here, now it's time for a methodical drive. Michael reacted as if he didn't do much, but, you know, like I said, can't assume.
No, the score to Forest 20, Sauk Prairie 0, and that's the final. Believe that's the Forest first win. Is that correct?
That would... did they get the win last week? I believe so. I think they won last week. Yeah, they beat Sauk Prairie last week, like 20-something to nothing, I think. 30, no. Who knows? You know, what am I good for anymore? Last weekend it was a little rough, and now this week too many numbers. I don't know numbers. Had AP Calc today, have homework.
Yeah, once you get into the Badger North conference play, where you're playing Badger North teams, all non-conference play records almost get thrown out the door.
Yeah, you don't have to remember too much. That'll help me out, that's for sure. This is ugly. This is getting ugly up here in the booth. Can't remember words, don't know numbers. Letters look like numbers. Numbers look like the pi symbol, the @ sign, the hashtag. Ball is at the 45, and that's where this one will be kicked away. The unsportsmanlike penalty moves it from a kick from their own 40 from Stoughton to the Mount Horeb 45. You know, if you could see an onside kick here.
Yeah, it's almost one of those where the onside kick fails, and Mount Horeb still doesn't have that good a field position.
Yeah, this could be a break for Stoughton here, and they're going to line up for the onside kick. What's too many men on the field? This could move them back here. They're going to
look like Coach Dan Prowl is trying to get a timeout, but
now they're moving to the left side. That's upsetting. Number 66 for Stoughton.
Officials conferring now, so it's interesting. Usually, if you notice something like that right away, Coach Kleppe noticed it and immediately notified the refs that they throw the flag right then and there. But
yeah, Ryan Ewald, the guilty party, but they're not going to call anything. Sam McConaughey, this is a big point in this one.
Looks like they might be doing a trick one too with the.
They did not roll the ball in. This one's gotten and taken. He's at the 10. They'll blow this one dead. They're going to say he touched it before the yard marker. Stoughton not agreeing. That ball was almost taken to the house. And now what are they going to call? This is a big call here. You can't mess this one up. This is, we're awaiting with bated breath here. That's going to be close. I don't know if he touched it before the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's a bang-bang play, and almost unable to see it unless you're right there down on the field like the officials.
Heads up from Cade Spildy, the sophomore, who was...
And they'll call it illegal touching on Stoughton, so Mount Horeb catches a break on that one.
As Cam Krantz is also all right, as we just said, but Cam Spaldy heads up on his part. The sophomore was running through, tipped the ball to himself, and then was running down, got down to about the 10-yard line, but unfortunately, had he waited just a second.
Fortunately, actually.
I say, unfortunately for them, of course, fortunately for your Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings. Ball is at the 36-yard line.
Portage only down by 6 now with 1 minute left against Reedsburg.
Reedsburg scoring their first points of the season here. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Murray drops back, gets it to Gassman. He's got a lot to go. He's at the 45, 40. He's at the 50, makes a move. It down to the 45 of Stoughton, gets down to the 41 of Stoughton.
Brady Gassman.
So Brady Gassman for another big gain here, and we have confirmation that this is the second win for DeForest. They moved to 2-1 on the season, in case you were on the fence or didn't know what was going on. 1st and 10, though, Mount Horeb up 10. Just about 6.5 minutes still. This goes to Gassman. He tries to get a stiff arm, gets to the 40, so he gets about 1. On that one, DeForest beat Milton. That's who they beat 24-0 last week. I knew they posted a shutout. Just didn't remember quite who they played.
This has been a long. It's about 6 minutes left in the game now, and at 9 Mount Horeb had a 3-score lead, and now it's down to 10, and was almost 1 score.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Murray gives it off to Crewbaugh, in and out of his paws. 3rd and 9. You know, this is only saw the run on the last play. Interesting play calling here. You're up 10 with 6 minutes left. You want to kind of run that that play clock and game clock down.
Yeah, you don't want to. On the other hand, you don't want to let your play call be determined by how much time's left on the clock too. You want to stay aggressive, but ends up unfortunate as the clock now stops.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mitch Ryan, the tight end on the left side. Murray has Gassman on his left side. Murray drops back, looks right. Now rolls right, and he'll take the sack. That's number 30, Andrew Johnson. who makes the play, and now I'd assume there's a flag downfield in the defensive secondary, so if we have a hold,
Flag on the play.
well, this could make things a heck of a lot more interesting. You know, when you miss these things when you're up here looking at where the ball is, as we have a hold on the defense, so this should be an automatic first down for Mount Horeb. You only see the hold when it's beyond 5 yards on the bump and run. Then you have where Murray, if they want to call a pass interference, they cannot because Murray did not throw the ball.
Yeah, it's a interesting one with Murray taking a sack. I wonder if didn't quite see where it was, but I wonder if the defensive hold maybe prevented Murray from being able to throw the ball.
Very possible. This ball is going to be now a 3rd and 8. It's a 5-yard penalty. Must be at the professional level that's an automatic first down. Who knows? Maybe I'm just going nuts. Kate, you're going to have to take over sooner than we thought. I'm not even going to graduate and be here at Wisco Radio. Going to be replaced within the next couple days as this slant goes to Trey Lobby. It's going to be close. It's going to depend on the mark.
Pass complete to Trey Lobby.
Yeah, hopefully we can get one of those good spots.
And I believe he was on the 30-yard line when he got hit, but he's at the 32. So it's a 4th. Well, they'll give him actually a yard off. I'm sorry, the marker's at the 31, 1 yard. This is where you might have Murray go under center and try to fake the call out and try to just put his head down and get a couple. 2 receivers to the left, and that's what he does. He goes around the left side, puts his head down, and he'll get the first down.
Stoughton sideline cheering and Mount Horeb Barneville sideline pointing first down. It looked like he got it with the outstretched arm, but
who knows? It's going to depend on the spot. They're going to say he did not get it. They won't even bring the chains out. I think this is something else, folks. 30-20 with 4.5 minutes left. Mount Horeb up. I don't know. Now they're going to bring out the chains. See, he got beyond his lineman, so there's no way he didn't get past the line of scrimmage, and he only needed a yard. I don't know what the spot is. So now they'll bring the chains out. Hopefully can just get it with the nose of the football. This is a big moment here as well. Mount Horeb still up 2 scores nonetheless. The chain gang is out here. They're going to stretch it, and it's going to be short. And it's a turnover on downs, man. I don't know.
The momentum shifted all the way to Stoughton after Mount Horeb taking it for the whole 3rd quarter and most of the 4th quarter.
Yep, now we're at the 31-yard line, Stoughton on their own. And Mount Horeb's going to take a quick timeout. With that being said, we're going to take one as well. Mount Horeb up 30-20, 4.5 minutes remain. This is Wisco Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. We're coming out of this timeout with the score 30-20, Mount Horeb favored with 4.5 minutes remaining. I don't know. This is, you're not, we're a Mount Horeb station, obviously, and you want your Mount Horeb Barneville Vikings to win, but man, is it hard to try and keep that unbiased composure when we have video up here. I feel like we could go to a replay if necessary, but
of course these are your classmates and friends out here too, so you're always rooting for them, but questionable.
Receiver on the left and right. Guerin drops back. He's getting pressured. He's getting rushed, and he's going to go down. He is sacked in the backfield. That is number 55 for your Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings, Hunter Preddy. That's going to be a loss of many on the loss there.
Holding the ball.
And there's a hold as well.
Decline.
It's going to be declined because they're going to be about the same spot as they would have been with the sack.
Of course, with the sack, it go to second down now, too.
So now it's going to be second and really long. Second and close to 20. Maybe 22. Bama Doyle throwing his arms up, telling everybody to get loud. Three receivers on the left. Tight end on the right side. Shipper behind Guerin. He'll give to Shipper. He breaks a tackle at the line. A couple yards behind the line. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Third and really long. Third and 21 or so.
Yeah, always good way to start the drive defensively when you start out with a 10-yard sack.
Mount Horeb needed that one. Third and long. This clock ticks after that run play to 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Everybody getting loud here, and we'll get loud as well. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Garrett has Shipper behind him. Garrett drops back, looks left. He's being pressured right away. He goes up the middle, and he's sacked. That is number 50 for Mount Horeb. Cade Serwanka. And now I expected there to be a flag on the field. Coach Ryan Kleppe telling everybody in the Mount Horeb stands to get excited as well. And now a Stoughton timeout here with 3.5 minutes remaining. This is Wisco Radio. We're going to step aside and hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. Mount Horeb Barneveld Viking fans getting excited. Up fourth and really long. 3.5 minutes to go here. A first down keeps Stoughton's dreams alive for the most part.
Yeah, this is one of them where you want to play your prevent defense and prevent any deep bombs. With Stoughton's only choice to go for it with this amount of time left.
Three receivers to the left, one to the right. You'd assume they're going for it all here. Guerin alone. A tight end on the right side. Guerin takes a snap. Looks left. Now looks right. It's thrown up over the middle. Cade Nichols can't quite come down with it, but it's a turnover on downs inside the red zone of Stoughton. It's almost better that he didn't pick that one off.
Yeah, that's one of them. I don't think he tried to drop it. It was a tough catch anyways, but ends up putting him on the 18 instead of Stoughton's 35.
Now Mount Horeb. Stoughton, I believe, is out of... Nope, they have one timeout left after taking two there. So you can get a first down, and then you can pretty much knee it out from there. Great play from Mount Horeb tonight. Two receivers to the right. Two tight ends on the right side. Gassman the back. He'll get the handoff. He'll go up the middle. He'll get down to the 15-yard line for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, this one of them you just want to make sure if you're Gassman or any other running back they put back there, just don't fumble the ball here. Got the lead in 3 minutes left and able to run down the clock. As you mentioned, Stoughton only one timeout.
Everybody trying to get pumped up here. Two receivers to the right. It's going to be Rose, our closest. As Cam Krantz kind of messes with that shoulder. He was in on that last drive. He looks fine. Trainer Sherry right by his side, making sure he's all right. She's one of the best in the conference, if not the best. Tight end on the left and right side. Gassman in the backfield. And now a jump.
Delay game.
Delay a game, not a jump. That's going to knock back Mount Horeb to a 2nd and 11 or so.
Yeah, that's one of them almost with all the false starts we've had tonight. You're just going to assume if there's a pre-snap flag, it's going to be a false start.
2nd and 12. 11, 12, give or take. A couple feet. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. Shouldn't say it so nonchalantly. As Gassman takes this one across the 20 down to the 17, closer to the original line of scrimmage, where it'll be
timeout Stoughton, but
it's going to be 3rd and 9 then, and a timeout Stoughton, 3rd and 10. So we'll take another break. 30-20. Mount Horeb leads. 2 minutes, 22 seconds remain. This is Wisco Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. 2 receivers on the right. Tight end on the right side. It's Mitch Ryan and Mike Holm. With Gassman on the right side of Murray. Murray keeps this one on the play fake. He'll give it up in the end zone. Mitch Ryan, and he couldn't hang on to it. That'll make it 4th and 10, but you can definitely kick a field goal here. Land's End, with the kids back at school, you actually have a little bit of extra time on your hands, which is why you may be thrilled to hear that Land's End just started hiring people to work part-time in their customer care and distribution centers, both days and evenings. How do you apply? It's easy. Just go to landsend.com/jobs. landsend.com/jobs. See you at Land's End. This kid is
35-yarder right here for Chris Bertasati.
A career long here if it goes through. It's up. The knuckleball. They'll say it's no good. So 30-20 still the score here with 2:15 remaining. Hey, he's still a 10-point lead here with 2.5 minutes left, or 2:15 I should say, 2 1/4.
Yeah, you also got them pinned pretty far in their own territory. And as long as the defense doesn't give up any very long plays, it should be good for the rest of the game.
Guerin, the man who usually throws the ball deep here. I'm assuming he tried to go along here. 2 to the left and 2 to the right for receivers. Shipper behind him. The snap. Guerin looks right, goes right. This one's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Mike Holm there.
Yeah, they got extra cornerback in here in the quarter defense. Is what you play at the end of the games to prevent any of the long bombs.
2nd and 10. Mount Horeb trying to show their strength as a team and show that 4th spot in the preseason was just a fluke. Show that they're a lot better team than what they're given here. Coach Ryan Kleppe has their team excited and the fans excited. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Shipper behind Guerin in the pistol formation. Guerin, ready, takes the snap. Goes left at the bubble screen. That's caught by McHoney. He slips a tackle at the 25, gets across the 30, and gets taken down by Classy. Doyle almost had him by the shoe.
Think he was able to get out of bounds too.
It's going to be a 1st down. I believe that's exactly with 2 minutes. In fact, it is exactly with 2 minutes left on the clock here. Mount Horeb a 10-point lead, 30-20. Ball's at the 36, Stone Zone 36. As there's 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Shipper behind Guerin. Guerin in the pistol. Looks to his left, goes left. Intended for Peoples, intercepted. Travis Classy, his 2nd of the night. And that's another turnover with 1:55 left. Big turnover there. Mount Horeb looking to run the clock out now with Stoughton having 0 No, excuse me, one timeout. One timeout, not timeouts.
Yeah, Coach Kleppe very happy with that one, jumping up and side bumping the players as we've seen from him in the past years, even on the sidelines.
3 receivers to the left. Going to be a tight end on the right side with some Vikings fans. Vikings fans start to stand up and clap their hands. 3 receivers to the left. Tight end on the right side is Mitch Ryan. This handoff is faked. Now at the 45 up to the 40. That's where Clint Murray will get to on the quarterback keeper. With number 7 from Stoughton, Trevor Helland, making the stop. It's a gain of about 6, 2nd and 4. 1:35 left here in this one. Mount Horeb's line is ready, just waiting for the skill players to get their call. 3 receivers to the left, tight end on the right side is Mitch Ryan. Gassman on the left side of Murray in the gun. Murray gives it off to Gassman this time. He stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1, 3rd and 6.
See Gassman's total yardage on the night. 23 carries for 90 yards, of course, unofficial. All these running backs thrown in here try to catch the numbers, but once again, another solid performance from the junior.
3rd and about 6 here after that timeout with 1:11 remaining. Asking Mike Holm to get in there. Looks like they might try to just pound it a couple yards. Try to get a first down. A first down seals it, especially with no Stoughton timeouts. 1:11 remains. Mount Horeb up 30-20, and with every waning second, Mount Horeb fans are getting on their feet, getting excited. Some have even found their way through the tunnel right here and out of the stadium. 2 receivers to the left, 2 tight ends on the right side. This one goes to Gassman. He is stopped in the backfield at the original line of scrimmage, the 45. But time will be wasted until right about the last second of the play clock here, which should bring us down close to 30 seconds before it's punted away. Even maybe take the delay of game, or maybe take a timeout right before the play clock hits 0. Everybody's standing around, waiting around here, as we are so anxiously waiting for the final in this one. Let's see here. 5, 4, and timeout is called, the final one for Mount Horeb. 4th and 9. So with this, we're going to hear another quick word from our sponsors. 30-20, Mount Horeb leads. 28 seconds left on the clock. Welcome back to Wisco Radio. 10-point differential here. 28 seconds on the clock. And Clint Murray back to punt. That's going to be Peoples alone back there. And Murray boots this one away. That'll roll at the 20. This will take a bounce and get out at the 17-yard line. Stone will start from there and have, what is that, 21 seconds left on the board. 21 seconds on the board here. Couple of heaves. Hope for the best.
You're going to, if they have any chance, it's somehow going to have to get a quick score here, onside kick, and score again, and that's almost impossible, if not impossible, to do in 21 seconds.
Two receivers to the right, two to the left. Shipper behind Guerin. Guerin takes a low snap. It's grabbed up by Shipper. He goes up the middle. He's at the 20. He's at the 25-30. Cuts 35-40. Switches hands, 45-50. And he's still going before he's wrapped up by Cam Krantz. He's into Mount Horeb territory. He didn't get out of bounds, so the clock ticks and ticks and ticks.
Of course, the chains got to reset first, so
7 seconds left before the chains restart here. Two receivers to the left, two to the right. They're going to spike it here. And Guerin does just that. He just throws that one down, not even getting his hands, and just quick slap down. He reared that thing back and just fired it into the ground.
if nothing else, that adds to Shipper's stats a little bit there, but 3 seconds left, possible to get 2 scores, so another great performance from Mount Horeb Barneville.
2nd and 10. Ball is on Mount Horeb's 46, although Stoughton is down 10, so a heave here doesn't do much with 3 seconds left on the clock. This one is just about as good as being in the books. And now we'll have some receiver confusion. My goodness. More confused than I was on the call tonight. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Guerin, I think they're just going to take a delay of game. I mean, I don't know what's confusing about the old Hail Mary.
I think they're trying to keep us here a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'm looking to get forward to this post game here with 10 points the differential, and Mount Horeb being able to win this one.
Yeah, we'll look at a little bit of a rushing comparison here, or excuse me, total yard comparison. Mount Horeb 294 yards to Stoughton's 255. Of course, that doesn't show how the game was played at all, really. I mean, it's a close game, but it just seemed like it was dominated throughout Mount Horeb for 3.5 quarters.
They'll give a handout to Shipper. He's at the 40, the 35-30. He makes a move. He's at the 25-20. Bounces around, gets down to the 15, but there's no time left on the clock. Your Mount Horeb Barneville Vikings are the better Vikings tonight, beating Stoughton 30-20. When we come back, you'll hear the post-game report and the Hops House player of the game. Your final score, Mount Horeb Barneville Vikings 30, Stoughton Vikings 20. When we come back, we'll have your post-game show.